It is that time. It is Spidey's Outback time. Let's go. Roll the intro.
Say goodbye to Remy's place. Looking for my friends on a Saturday. Where's Fantastic Lady, Chip and Journey, Beckerman and Robbie Fat Stacks? And they're like, don't you watch MadSpidey'S Outback? Where Lemmy shows up just like that. Live chat here with YouTubers. You better sub, bring a comic cover.
Bow down, bitches. Gobble, gobble, whack, bitches.
My best mate Lee Simon Sorrow. A Lee meme with some muscle. On here you better watch your language, or you won't get any of his Vegemite sandwich. Freaky said I come from MadSpidey'S Outback, talking comics and some smack. Welcome all to MadSpidey'S Outback. You better sub, bring a comic cover, yeah.
Yes, welcome to Spidey's Outback. This is the Not at Heroescon, like everybody else's edition. It will be a fairly short one today because I do have some stuff to do this afternoon. And I'm not expecting a lot of people, but there is one person that has graciously decided to say, screw it, I'm going to ignore the fun and go and help this poor bastard out. And that is my brother from the other side of the world. Matt,
I can't hear very well, but I'm in the hotel bar.
Drinking
Cliff
it up.
and Taylor Winder and Izzy are over there somewhere. And then Flat Earth Santa's right here.
What's going on, Glenn?
Will ran off somewhere. I don't know where he's at. He runs off every 5 minutes. But here's his seat. He does that here too. He does that on your stream, and he does it here. Look, his books are down here. I'm worn the fuck out. We got to do another live stream here, or a recorded video with Cliff and Flat Earth, and then I just wanted to say hi. I'm gonna jump back on in a minute, and I'm gonna try to drag Taylor and Izzy and all those guys up here. And
that's all right. Just have some fun, mate.
But I had to come on at the start because I'm always there for the beginning of your show.
I
wasn't going to break tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, exactly. I love you, bro. I wish you were here.
I do too. Trust me, I do too.
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit, but it's. But I'll be back.
All right, Matt. Thanks, brother. Oh boy. Yeah, not breaking tradition. You got to love somebody with that kind of friendship and that kind of dedication. I do appreciate that a lot. We will might as well say hello to the chat because there is a few people popping into the chat. We do have Christina, another one that is at Heroescon. I hope you are enjoying yourself, having lots of fun, and if you're hunting books, finding cool books. If not, just chilling out with the community. We do have Dan. Dan, I hope you're doing well, brother. Cliff on Comics. Hope you're doing well, brother. I hope you are killing it out there. I know you're a bit stressed on funds, but I hope you're at least having fun and not stressing. And hopefully you've picked up some signatures or, thrown people around the world or something like that. But yeah, I love you, brother, and thank you for checking in. KBDM, hope you're doing well, brother. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Rich, awesome. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that. There we go. even at the con, she's still dropping links. Good on you, Christina. I love you. Doing God's work as normal. There we go. So yeah, so as I was saying, this will not be a very long one. I do have some stuff to do this afternoon, and also depending on guests, obviously. If there's no guests, then it'll be a very short show. If there's a few guests, it will be a slightly shorter show. if you get what I mean. Yeah, it is a brisk Sunday morning over here. And yeah, I'm exhausted. Been a hard week, but I did get to open, as anybody of you know, follow the channel. I did get to do a mad mail call a little bit earlier this week with my very, very lack of energy. My feet hurt. too much walking around, obviously. Pick up anything new? Yeah, well, the man, because yeah, most people know me. I don't buy a lot of new books. Like I do have standing pull lists and stuff. Obviously, I've got to keep up my Spidey run. Excuse me, and a few other bits and pieces. But I did do a video earlier of a deal I've been doing. So I do a few deals, especially with this one guy who lives in Sydney. I'm in Melbourne. Met him through the the Facebook comic book groups over here. Hey, Quentin. Hope you're doing well, brother. And I was able to pick up some old school Daredevil, old school Cap. Finally got one of my Jinx books. Obviously, if you don't know what a Jinx book is, and I look a little bit laggy. I think my internet's a bit wonky. One of my Jinx books are things that I have like actively bidded on, or like, you know, auctions or buy it nows, or even C3, Comics Curing Cancer. I go after them quite a few times, and then obviously miss out every single time. That is what I call a Jinx books, and Captain America 100 is one of those books. So I finally got that. I wouldn't call it a big boy book, like it's probably a big boy book for me. But yeah, finally got a hold of that. And I also finally got a hold of X-Men Annual 14, class, you know, first is first, sort of the first appearance of Gambit. It's one of those books, not super expensive, but finally got a hold of it. Oh, here we go.
What up?
Hey, he's bloody. Stop disappearing.
What?
Stop disappearing.
Stop disappearing.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Hope you're doing well.
Doing
He just
all
wanted
right.
to say hello. I thought I'd come back on.
Yeah.
We'll get people to join you.
It's all right. I'm not going to run it long anyway.
I'll see you next week.
All right, boys. Take it easy. That's the other thing that's a problem, because I did this, I think, last year, and I might have done it the year before as well. I did the Not at Heroescon sort of Spidey's Outback edition, and you get, you know, either people diming in from the con or from a bar or something, you know, near the con and things like that, and they're usually drunk and loud, and they can't hear you, and you can't hear them. It's too much ambient noise. And I do appreciate it. Don't worry. I absolutely love that they do jump in and think of me. That actually, you know, gives me the feels. It really does. But it's very hard. Excuse me. Hey, Sledge. Yeah, well, it's one of those books I've wanted for a while. Oh, thank you. And now I have some breakfast to go along with my coffee. Typical Australian Vegemite toast. So, yeah, I was so glad to pick up that cap. As I said, like I mentioned, C3, it's been up for auction 2 years running. So the last 2 years, pipped to the post, or I'm like, oh, crap, I can't really go that high because I've got to worry about currency conversion. And missed it both years. And then I've tried it on the Facebook groups. I've tried it on the tried it on eBay and stuff like that. I always seem to miss out. So there's one book left that is my last Jinx book. I've been able to knock most of them off. Obviously, besides a million other books that I need. And that is X-Men 141, that infamous Days of Future Past cover with the with all the wanted posters behind. That's another book that I've wanted for the longest of time, and it's just one of those ones that always seems to slip through my fingers, and it's not a book that comes up often over here either. And I hope you're doing well, sir. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Dan. That is for sure. Drunks suck when you want one of them. Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker anymore, Sledge. So it's yeah, I just like my only vice is the cigarettes now. It's I don't really, I just don't have any feeling to drink anymore. It's not like I was ever like, obviously in a younger age you drink a lot. But yeah, no, even socially, I just have a soft drink, soda, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, and don't really bother about it anymore. Now maybe Christmas time or something like that. That's about it, but not to be a quitter. That could be taken quite a few ways, Sledge, quite a few ways, but yeah, I get the sentiment behind it. But thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know there's a few people. Obviously, Mark, Legion of Comics, is probably one of the main ones who has been trying to get me there for the last 3 years, 4 years even. Probably 3 years mainly. I will get there one day. 1 year, hopefully. Obviously sooner rather than later, but you know, it is what it is. You can't spell Cliff.
Hi.
Cloth. Is that your new name?
Hi, baby.
What's going on? You having fun?
Yeah, we're at the bar. Oh my God, I'm doing what my mom does. I'm so sorry. I can barely hear you.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right. I appreciate you.
We were so. You looked so lonely. I was like, oh no, we have to be there. Let me
That's
jump
all right.
on immediately.
I like that. Who is Cloth?
Anyhow, it's a wild day, and I'm sure you're very jealous of all the time that I've been spending with David.
Have you actually picked up anything though, Cliff?
How was what?
Have you picked up anything?
You know what I picked up for $75 in a 7.5 slab? Because of course I have the Marvel Tales reprint. I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 149.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
I knew you were a bit stressed about the money.
That would be the first appearance of the Spider Clone, aka Ben Reilly.
Yeah, definitely a great pickup. That is for sure. So you've done well.
So Cuppy found this dude with $25 slabs, and I said, lead me to him immediately. And then he's like, okay, well, everything that's not marked is 25. Everything that is marked, right, is marked. So we're going back and forth. And like he saw that I put a bunch of slabs back. And I'm like, okay, I'll take these 3. And like, can you make me a deal? And he goes, well, yeah. He's like, if your limit is 150, grab another book and I'll just give you all 4 for 150. I'll knock the Spider-Man down to a 75.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
I left with 4 books, 4 slabs for 150. And it's wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds like you made out. You made out like a bandit.
Good. And then I actually already have a tab at the bar, if that matters. All right, or I'll just go back and get it myself to them. Okay. All right, thank you.
Everyone gifted me some. The 169, and you're not
allowed. Oh God.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me hold on, Vox. Tell everybody all the wonderful things you were gifted.
So many things. You'll see a video. I can't remember it all.
He can't do it. But I got him Rogue's 2 ROM appearances, and I got him. These were raw, so you should be proud. Rogue's 2 ROM appearances, and I got him Rogue Joins the X-Men.
Oh,
And
nice.
that's what I got on the first day for him, just for whatever. But I brought stuff from home from him. So he's got 1 signature Batman variant slab, so we can get him closer to appearing on only slabs. And I brought him 2 Batman books, 1 detective, 1 Batman, or 2 detectives, something like that. And then he got a gigantic box. Oh, Tom Rainey's out there with Mike. No one's looking at me. It's okay. I'm like, I've only known these people since I've been going to shows since I was 20. It's fine.
I bought some stuff myself.
He actually bought some things. You never know with Roscoe.
That's a 22.
So,
That's a big
oh my God. Talk about having to live vicariously through other people. Empress got Amazing Fantasy 15 because, like, apparently, every year here at Heroescon, we have to watch somebody buy a fucking copy of Amazing Fantasy 15 so that the rest of us can all remember where we are on the food chain.
Yep.
Right?
And tell them to get fucked.
Hey,
Of course.
You need to get your man in here.
Roscoe bought that thing. Come here. Come be pretty.
Oh my.
And can I tell you, his hair genuinely smells amazing.
Amazing.
It smells delicious. Like, he absolutely deserved his win.
Not rich.
There's Rich.
What's up, guys?
Rich!
This is probably the best part of the show, man. Sitting around getting drunk.
Missing out.
So, I don't know what to tell you. Wait, did I tell you that? Anyhow, this has been a very emotional weekend for me. The drive here was like wild. There's only 2 beds in our Airbnb.
Good for you,
There he is.
He also smells amazing. This richer than me bitch, okay? Because he's like, Cliff, I'm absolutely not rich. I'm like, but you're richer than me. So this richer than this bitch, right? That's it. That's what I'm calling him. Richer than this bitch. He smells fantastic. His shoes are shined to high hell or high heaven because they blinded me. They blinded me last night, right?
He's Jason Momoa.
Have something for you, Spidey.
Look, he has something for you.
Have you been in his ear, Cliff?
And of course, tonight is the art auction. But anyhow, it's been really terrible. Not all terrible. What am I saying? Like, I had a lot of highs and a lot of lows. So today I had some highs because I got those slabs and I won a slab from CGC, and that was awesome. But then at 4 o'clock, I found out that my aunt passed away.
Sorry to hear that, man.
And I don't know if I had told you that we recently found out that she was diagnosed with Loowee body dementia, and on top of it being a fast-acting, I will break your face so hard that when you wake up next week. So anyhow, it was very sad. I reached out to my cousins. I had a little cry. I called my mom. She didn't want to tell me, but I found out over Facebook. And her friend is making her dinner so that she's like, cool. By the way, it's my father's sister, not my mother's sister, but we're all close. So that's the gist of it. And that's it. I'm like mildly bummed and super excited about my slabs. And that's it. Oh, and I'm already on the back cover of my blank from all the people signing. So that's been lovely.
Wow,
Everybody's been
that's
really
cool.
lovely.
Let me show one thing.
Oh,
What slabs you get?
Bob wants to show off one thing.
I'm in original art. This is the comic that I'm in.
Ah, nice.
I can't hear him.
Very
It's been
nice.
Very nice.
Marvin Windia. That is me.
Cliff, how long did it take you guys to drive down?
Oh, David just said it looks exactly like Boggs because that character is interrupting everybody. All right, I'm going to go. Their food is arriving, and I think I'm going to get myself a drink.
All right, Cliff. Thanks,
All
brother.
right, I love you
See you,
guys.
Cliff.
Say,
Take
mate.
care.
Everybody's lit up, having a good old time.
Yeah. I'm sitting here in the freezing cold. Fucking couldn't be bothered and
You could
Yeah.
tell it's cold. Like, you got the hat on. It just looks like the air is.
It
I'd
is
ask you what the
winter. It is winter over
I'd
here.
ask you what
so-
the temperature is, but you're going to tell me something in Celsius, and I'm not going to know what the hell that is.
Well, then it just sounds even colder. Let's have a look. But when it's funny because, like, I'll say, where are we? Get
0 is R32, so
yeah. So it says the actual temperature is 8.9 degrees, but the feels like temperature, which is this thing they're doing now, feels like 4.8. And that's because, like wind chill factors and all that sort of crap. And they just be
that's
like,
probably like R 40, 45 degrees here.
yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, you say it in Fahrenheit and it doesn't sound that cold. But yeah, it's like we just have weird weather over here. But it is what it is. But yeah, I've been saying, and I'm used to it. The last 3 years, you see all the photos, you see all the videos, you see all the live streams, and you're just like, look, I don't get me wrong, I'm happy for them and everything like that, but you sort of sucks at the same time.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks like a good time. I mean, it's not even a convention, man. Just the hangout part looks awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
My
everybody's
friend's
having a
booth has
good
Marvel
time.
trading cards. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm not going to go there, Christina. There's a lot of boxes that I want, but I'm only dipping my toe in. I don't want to go too crazy on the cards. I have way too many books to try and acquire.
Yeah, I try to get into cards too. It's too much. Sports cards.
It's too confusing now. Like like back in the old school days, you'd go for a set of the base cards. There'd be one insert of maybe 10 cards, 9 cards, 10 cards, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Now everything is inserts. So you have a base card of like 90 cards, and then there's like 30 different inserts, and they've all got like anywhere between 20 to 100 or whatever in that insert set as well. It's like, how are you supposed to get a whole set? You can't. It's near impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still enjoying it. Like, it's fun to do it as a side thing. Just dipping the toe in a bit, but that's it.
Surprised nobody else jumped on. I know not everybody's at Heroes. I mean, there's a bunch of Canadians that I know aren't there. That had to travel quite a bit, but
yeah, well, I'm actually not too fussed because, like, as I said, like I've got to head out for lunch in like probably 2 hours anyway. So I was only going to run it for probably a maximum of 2 hours, regardless of whether it was just me or if it was just going to be me. I probably would have ran it for half an hour and then said, screw it, I'll just turn it off. But yeah, if people jump on, I'll run it for about an hour to 2 hours at the most, and that's it. So yeah, it's just that time of year. Like, Heroescon aside, it's a busier time of year for us because end of financial year. We have sort of stock take stuff, and everybody's busier, and got birthdays all over the place, and yeah, it's just a very, like, I'm fucking exhausted. I may not look it, but I am fucking exhausted.
For us, it's the start of summer. It's just beginning. New Jersey got their first hot day. It's like 95 degrees today. I don't know what that is Celsius.
That's in 95's early 30s. So yeah, that's starting to get. But we get humidity too. So, and I know you guys,
we do.
Depending on where you are, as you could get like 10 different types of heat. Depending on where you are in the country, sort of thing. So, hey Matt.
I saw a lot of pictures of people. I didn't see a lot of pictures.
I hope you feel better, mate.
Buying anything.
Yeah, well, I heard, like, from the little bits that I've, like, the photos that I've seen and the live streams and some of the pre-recordeds and stuff like that, it seems like most people are setting up, like, they wanted to do the community thing first, especially a lot of the first timers. They want to do the community thing first. Then they've sort of gone and, like, not hunted, but they've gone and got the layout. And then a lot of them are going to get CGC stuff done. A A lot of them want to set up like signatures and art and stuff with the creators, and most of them are saying they're going to go hunting or bin diving and stuff on the last day.
Best deals, probably.
To be perfectly honest, I've heard so many stories of everybody say, "Oh, you know, you got to go on Sunday afternoon because they just give stuff away because they don't want to take it back." I'm like, I remember, I don't know, I don't think you were around when Chip was around, White Shadow. He bought a Daredevil 1 before the show even started.
Really?
Yeah, so he walked into the, like, because you've been seeing people walk in through the con floor as people have been setting up. He literally did that. He went in, walked around, made a deal for a Daredevil 1 before the show had even opened on Friday.
Well, some guys want to make their money back that they invested into it, like, quickly. This way,
they're like, this is how much the table costs. Yep. This is how much I need to recoup. So yeah, and I understand that. Like, I know, like, I know Dave tables occasionally over here, like at the smaller cons. Simple Simon does as well. All they want to do is make table back, and then everything else is sort of gravy on top, sort of thing. So, I understand that.
Yeah. I got a friend of mine that sets up all the time, and he has a lot of big books, and he says he always wants to make 10 times his cost. So.
Yeah, that's a bit ambitious.
He's got a lot of big stuff, though, so it's not that hard for him.
Hey, John.
What's up, John?
But the other way you got to look at it too is that, because a lot of people just look at it as, okay, I sold say a Daredevil 1. I sold a Daredevil 1 for $1,500 or $2,000. The table cost me $500 or $1,000. I'm already ahead, but they're not thinking of. Some people take it as a full business. So I paid $1,000 for this Daredevil 1. I sold it for $1,500. So I've made $500 today. Instead of going, I made $1,500 today because it's the whole price of the book. Well, technically you didn't, because you already out. Doesn't matter whether you outlaid it a week ago or 10 years ago. You still got to think about it that way as well. But I'll never do it. Like, I have a pile of books, like, just random ass books that I've got from like mystery boxes and only slabs and stuff like that it's piling up. I have no idea. I'm too lazy to sell. There's nothing big or important in there. It's all run filler stuff and whatever. But I end up just saying, look, if somebody could just take it, just fucking take it. I don't care if you make money off it. Just get rid of it. I don't have the space for that sort of stuff. There's
a little small con that's setting up near me next month, and it's $65 for a table. It's a one-day show. It's on just a Sunday. I was thinking of setting up and just doing dollar bins and wall books. But I mean, what am I going to make? $300? But be fun.
Yeah, and that's like most of the shows are now over here. Like, we have the 2 or 3 big cons, and then everything else is like one day, and it's always on a Sunday when I'm running this show, and it's like, I want to go to some of them because I know, well, YouTube-wise, the con videos generally get more views than what I normally get. But it's also fun to just get out and just sort of, go have a hunt, and if I have any money, buy anything. And
some of those smaller cons is where you get the best deals, in my opinion, man.
Yeah.
The bigger ones, not so much deals. That my experience, anyway.
The bigger ones, it's all, like, we've said it before. Been saying it for years. Like, the bigger cons now, it's all about pop culture. It's nothing to do with comic books.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people like Heroescon, because of that reason, because it is literally wall-to-wall books.
No bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I've seen a few people, walking around cosplaying and stuff like that, but there's no cosplay competitions or to any great extent. There's no real panels. There's no TV or movie celebrities. It's literally just comic books and creators, and that is it. I think it's the like the final year more than anything.
I thought I saw.
Here he is. He's woken up.
Hey, what's up?
I thought I saw. Freaky Loowee do a.
Yeah, I saw him walk down like a gangway or something like that.
Doing a cosplay competition or something.
So yeah,
maybe he was just doing his own. I don't know.
it's quite a possibility.
Cosplay competition by yourself. That's kind of creepy.
At least you know you'll win it. No, it's like definitely like it's. I've got the same feeling. I've had the same feeling probably the last year or two that I just love these one day, and the one day cons over here. It's literally just like it might cost you $20 or $50,
Right.
maybe $100 at absolute most for a table.
Wow.
And it's literally just all comic books. Like you have a few toys, a few cards, bits and pieces, but it's literally just comic books. And you go to these big cons now, even over here, and it's like you might have one seller or two sellers if you're lucky.
They just got random shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a local one here in middle Georgia that's a one day, and it's just comics. And shoot, I think they only charge like $5 to get in. Yeah. And it's mostly dealers from around Georgia. There might be 20 tables. Yeah. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's like what Rich said. Like I've said it too. It almost feels like more of an intimate sort of setting too, because you can literally just like you get a crowd at certain points, but most of the time you can just go there. You can talk to the dealer, have a good chat with them.
Yeah.
And then go, what do you, I'm looking at this book, and, like you can wheel and deal a bit more. At the big cons, you got people behind you trying to dive bin over the top of you. You'd be like, oh, dude, what do you got on that? Oh, yeah, that, like it's too rushed.
Right. It takes you 10 minutes to ask a guy how much for, how much is that book?
Yeah.
Don't even have a chance to bargain or deal with them or anything because there's so many people.
Yeah. You almost need to like flash a wad of like, Benjamins or something like that to sort of go, okay, I will spend some time with this guy. He's got some money to spend. But
it's like being at the bar trying to get a beer on a busy night, like hold your cash up and they'll run over to you then.
Yeah. Oh, you want something from that top shelf? Yeah, no worries. What would you like? Yeah.
Listen, man, some people are just there to
tip jar again.
They're there to drop money, not everybody's trying to bargain and make a deal. They're like, I'll take it. You're like, damn.
Yeah, like I'll always like I've never been like if I know the seller, then like because you build up rapport on sellers that you see all the time. So like now it's like a lot of them I don't even have to ask, like what's your best deal or anything like that. They'll be just like they'll grab a pile of I usually try and buy multiple books, whether it be one big book and a couple of little or just a whole heap of little ones. And I'll just see them going through there and go, oh, yeah, it's $120. Yeah, just give me $100.
Yeah.
And always get at least something off. And then I won't even go, oh, no, you can do better than that. I'll be like, thank you. I will take that.
That's the way it is with our local one. I know all the people that are regulars that show up. And they know what I'm looking for. Oh, yeah, you still looking for that Spider-Man? They're over there. Yeah.
There's the duck book section over there.
Right. And I bought those just for you because nobody else cares.
I jumped on this Instagram live sale the other day, and a guy had an X-Men 3, the first blob. It was a 2.5, and he had it $325, which I thought was a little high for a 2.5 book. And I was literally typing in an offer, and somebody like claims it. I was like, God damn.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like as I said over here, like you try and bargain hunt as much as you possibly can, but it's very hard because everything is so severely overpriced. Even if you do the conversion back to US or whatever like that, you sort of look at it and go, okay, it's $1,000 book. That's about $700 roughly US. FMV on it might be 600, but then it's like I may never see that book again for another 10 years.
The way you talk about how hard some books are to find over there.
Yeah. And it's like you guys be like, oh yeah, I've seen like 1 million copies of that book, and I'm like, I've seen it like twice.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I know, like I can go and jump on eBay US and things like that. But then I've got to worry about, currency conversion, shipping, and then the currency conversion on shipping. And then if it hit that $1,000 mark,
Rob. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
How's the con? As if I have to ask.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what his big score is this time, if he's had a chance to do the big score yet.
You were a question too.
Mm.
My trivia show this afternoon, I had a little a round on the community.
Mm.
And I said, he's the guy that has the channel that comes to us from down under in the Outback.
Oh,
Everybody
nice.
knew Mad Spidey. I think one guy said, one guy said Rob's Fat Stacks. I'm like, Rob is not in Australia. Rob's question was, he likes slabs so much every Saturday afternoon, he has someone come on and show even more slabs.
Mm.
I made them easy for the people.
Yeah, I saw, and the funny thing is, I did sleep in a little bit. I instinctively still woke up around the same time as Only Slabs. It was about half an hour later, so I slept in a little bit. Like I woke up at 5 a.m. and went, go back to sleep.
Yep, not today.
And so I slept. I would have missed the first half of the show, but you know, it's it's just the biological clock. You do it for so long, and it just automatically sort of does it. But
he says he'll be on in a bit.
Yeah, I'm like, I know Rob's like, he probably doesn't want to go out and party or whatever. I'm surprised he didn't go to the art auction though, because I know most people will be at the art auction now. Yeah. So
I don't know what time that starts. It might not have started yet.
I think it starts at the same
6.
time.
Yeah,
I think it's 7.
7.
7.
Okay, so it should be going on now.
I saw the Scotty Young piece. That looked fucking huge and phenomenal.
Wow, I haven't seen
that. That all go like it was. I reckon. Oh, it'd have to be at least probably 3 foot by 2 foot.
Wow,
roughly. Yeah, like it. Freaking, because I saw it. He had the big easel, like the 6 foot standing easel. He had the piece on. He was standing next to it, and it was like this. It was huge. Big Galactus versus Pac-Man.
Oh no.
Cool. But I can guarantee you that will go for at least 5 figures. At least 5 figures.
Really?
Scotty nearly every year does a massive piece. And I know the one last year I think went for $8,000. And his wasn't the biggest piece last year. Usually it is.
Wow. Who was the biggest last year?
Oh, I can't remember whose it was.
Imagine.
But there was a bit of shade. There was this was at the charity auction, yeah.
Like
there was a bit of shady stuff going on, though. I don't know the full context, but I know some of the parties that were involved. I still have a few little whispered connections sort of thing in the art world. Not as much as what I used to, but people were sort of doing a little bit of dodgy phone bidding and stuff like that, and some shill bidding, and I'm like it's all good for a good cause at the end of the day. So it's nor here nor there, but some people. I wanted that piece that DJ picked up, that massive Martin Zavala bloody Ghost Rider that he did. That thing looked gorgeous. I'd be interested to know how much he actually paid for that, but that piece was gorgeous.
Yeah, Matt came on a cheap comic collector earlier from the con at Don Rose's table. So I was, oh god, I'm so fucking jealous, man. He had all these sketches, prints that he's selling, and he did homages with Uncle Scrooge and Huey, Dewey, and Louie to kind of like Scotty Young, all these Marvel covers and DC covers, the classic superhero covers, but with the ducks on them.
Don't tempt me, Sledge. Do not tempt me. 20-foot container. Well, Perth's on the other side, so it might be closer to the 1,200 if you're going to Melbourne. How many comics can we fit in one of those? 20-foot container, you'd probably fit. At least probably 40 long boxes, I reckon. At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tempt me, Sledge. I don't have that kind of cash anyway. But
20-foot container, man. That's like a comic shop.
Right? Oh.
If it's packed.
Yeah, if it's packed from floor to roof and side to side. Yeah, that would be interesting, but I'm a little bit worried now too, because I know like when Cliff jumped on and a few people jumped on in the background, Dave jumped on in the background and goes, "I have something for you," and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm scared."
Right.
Yep. Hey,
Hey, what's up, y'all?
what's going on?
We can't hear you, but we wanted to say hi. We miss you.
Who is that, Spidey?
We miss you guys here.
Oh, man, I wish I was there.
Dave.
I'm only 5 hours away.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Kevin!
Will,
It's not about you, Bogsy. It's not about you.
it's always about Box.
No, point him
There's
in.
Matt
It's Kevin.
and Glenn.
All right, we just want to say we love you guys. Bye.
Have fun.
Awesome.
Nope, now she can't work out how to turn it off.
Every
There it is.
time, I just like, God damn, why didn't I go? I could have just went.
I have over 40,000 in a 10 by 10 storage unit. Wow.
Jeez. Wow.
Me and my piddly little 5,000 book collection.
You got more than I do. Oh man, I might.
Oh, here we
I
go.
might have 2,000, maybe.
Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. What's going on, Papa?
Hey, Bubba.
What's up, Papa?
Yeah, 40,000 books. Wow, that's a lot of years of collecting, or
Right.
a very big budget.
Oh God,
No way. Freestyle.
Yeah, that's nuts.
it's like 1,200 long boxes.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah, so I can't do the long box. I know some people have preferences. Some people like long, some people like the short ones. Some people have a mixture of both. I can't do the long ones because it's just, one, they're just too bloody heavy to move around, and two, I just don't have the space. So at least short boxes you can sort of shuffle around a little bit easier if you need to.
I got one long box.
You don't buy all the garbage. I
It
have tons
stays
of
in,
garbage.
it's Uncle Scrooge. It's all Uncle Scrooge. And it stays right where it's at.
Yeah, well, I probably have. It's probably close to 40 short boxes. Just saying hi for a bit. Don't want to be a dick to my guest. I'll be back after she leaves. It's all good, Papa. It's all good. Yeah, like obviously the large majority of my boxes will be all Spider-Man books.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's probably what 10 to 15 short boxes full of just amazing alone.
Wow.
And then you'd have
3 short boxes of Spider-Man.
And then I'd have probably a short box of Web of Spider-Man, because I have the entire first volume. I have the entire first volume of Spectacular. So that's
They just
probably
started
2 short boxes.
the new volume of Web of Spider-Man.
Again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They've tried to restart Spectacular and Web at certain times. And like, I know they did a second volume of Spectacular and only went for about 20 or 30 issues. I have most of those, but I haven't sort of delved back in to try and see if I need any bits and pieces. So,
I used to have all of the first volume, but I sold it way back when. Or at least the first 100 issues or so.
So if you got like 15 short of ASM, you got to have like all the new stuff too.
Yeah, well, I have the entire run from start to current, including annuals, except for 2 books.
You have 1, 2. You have all the early ones. ASM
1 and 3 are the only ones I'm missing.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So you're looking at what regular run with all the 0.1s and the freaking weird shit they did. It's probably
1,000 books.
Yeah, close to 1,000 books, plus the annuals is like another probably 20, 30, 40 books.
Yeah, the newest issue I think is Legacy number 970. So Amazing Spider-Man itself is
then
almost at 1,000.
Yeah, well, I started because I got to a point where, like, I was still on a very low income at the time, and it was getting to like the sticky end. Like, it was starting to get to like the first 50 books or so that I sort of needed, and I'm like, I could pick up an odd one here or there if I was lucky,
right?
And if I had a little bit extra cash. So I started collecting Spectacular, and then I went nuts on that because I could pick them up even over here back in the day for $2-3. And then I started on web, and
the volume 1 of Spectacular is my favorite Spider-Man run.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like it better than Amazing, actually.
It's gonna dig me up and kill me again when I die. Yeah, so and that's the thing too. Like I got to a point where it was like, and that's what I did when I started just before I started the YouTube thing too. I sort of went, okay, I have a lot of random other books. Like I had probably about 20 or 30 Spawn books. I had, random DC books. I had a few independents, and I literally just I reconnected with Simple Simon after I hadn't seen him in like 20 years, and I just said to him, I said, "You take them." So my collection is literally, besides a few some of the guys DJs, Hale Crow, and like a couple of the community guys independent sort of covers and stuff, like their exclusive books. Everything is Marvel. I have no DC, no independent, no nothing in the collection, and that's the way I'd prefer it anyway. There's no point in having random books that I'm never going to look at or read, or not that I'm a reader anymore.
I like a lot of independents, so I do have quite a few, like Bone and Cerebus, and there's a few of those I do have.
I have 40 long boxes, and 2 of them are DC, Indie, and everything else. That's it.
Wow, everything else is Marvel.
Yep.
And that's like I enjoy, like I always say, I'm the completionist that never completes anything.
Yeah.
But it's still fun to hunt, even if the circumstances are expensive and rare over here. I still enjoy hunting, and I like to try and complete runs.
I'd say half of my collection is Uncle Scrooge. I mean, I probably got more Disney comics than I do Marvel.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Disney, I know it can be quite pricey at the golden age end, but I don't think they're overly expensive because there's no real major keys that I know of. Like you'd be able to tell me better than what I would. But in the
one I got
latest
signed today, the Vlogs got signed for me today at Heroescon. Don Rose's first issue of Uncle Scrooge is the most expensive one probably, and it's only like $30. I mean, it's probably over 100 in a 9.8, but a raw, $30.
He has technically already been on Papa.
Right.
A few people have jumped in quickly.
We don't have to hear about Heroescon for, at least another 9 months or so. Because that's all we have. Jigs on his show a couple weeks ago, he said, all right, that's it. Anybody brings up Heroescon, I'm booting them. And every time somebody brought it up, click.
Oh my god, you're an absolute nutcase, Sledge. But he just sent me a photo. It's literally like there's just a mountain of boxes, looks like in some sort of small room, and he's like, "This is just a couple of weeks of books." Yeah, you are absolutely crazy. But that's the other thing that's very, very rare over here is buying collections. Like I know guys over here that do find them, but it is very hard to buy a collection over here. Yeah. It's just it's not a very common practice over here. Like most people go, even if they don't know anything about comics, they just go to a comic shop and just say, "Oh, I've got this.
I got this. Give me $1."
Yeah, $1 a book or whatever. Or
comic shop gives you what, 10 cents a book or something.
Yeah, at least, Papa. It'll be at least the next week or two. Yeah, easily.
Yeah, right.
And you pick up 4 to 5 books for $200.
I have to hear about that for the next few weeks. Oh, it was great, man. You should have been there.
Oh, I'll show you what I got. And yeah, it's like
again. Yeah. I saw it when you got it. You were live streaming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 4 to 5,000 books for $200. So that's the thing. Like, I would do that if I knew they were all Marvel books.
Yeah.
Even if they were like late 80s or early 90s when a lot of it was crap.
At least it's Marvel.
At least it's Marvel and something that I like. And I'll be like, there's only 2 issues missing. I can put a run together. It might be fun to just try and find those 2 books. But if it's all like weird, wacky stuff.
There's 1,000 copies of Spawn #2.
Yeah, I'll hit up Austin and see if he wants to buy them all.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be nice. And that's the thing. Like, I've handpicked out of a collection before. Like, I know, like, that big deal I did about 2 years ago or a year ago, whatever it was. The guy had picked up, I think it was a collection of, I think it was only about 200 or 300 books. But they were all Marvel and they were all Silver and Bronze Age. And he sent me pictures of every single book, and I just handpicked what I wanted out of it. So, yeah, by proxy, I sort of did, but not really. But that was fun, though, because that had like, what did I go? I got like FF 48, 49. I got 52. I got Marvel Superheroes 17, like First Guardians. I got a whole heap of like, and it was quite a bit of dollars, and it took me like 6 months to pay it off. But cool. They're all low grade, which I was happy with. That doesn't worry me. It brings down the price because it makes it more affordable for me. But yeah, that was fun and kind of painful at the same time. Like, oh crap, I get paid, and I'm like, okay, I need to put a chunk on this thing. But it got me closer to doing that, so it was fun.
That's cool.
You come over and I'll take you picking with me. It's fun to get out and just hear the stories from me. Well, I just want the junk out of the attic or barn. And as like I was watching one of the live streams from something that's happening at the moment, and it was.
You don't even want to say the name anymore.
I know. I know. I can't help it. It's ingrained in me, even though I've never been. But Dave was going, and I support Dave. He's a good mate of mine, and he had. What are they? I don't know his first name, but they call him Mr. Akins. What's on the Comic Rack, I think, is his channel name. And he's pulling out all these Tales of Suspense books, and I love those Silver Age, like Suspense and Astonish and that. And he's like, oh, yeah, they were all $5. I'm like, fuck you. I got to pay like $50 or like $100 for those over here and stuff like that. And like, that's the thing that annoys me the most.
That was today, $5?
No. That was, so that would have been yesterday for me. So that would have been the Friday.
Wow. That's
Friday
crazy.
for you guys. But yeah, and first Superboy Prime was in that box as well. That was $5. But he picked up like 4 or 5. Like first Adaptoid was in that box for $5, and I'm just like, God damn it. But I'm used to it by now. You know, like I paid like $50 for that book. But you know, that's I'm over here and whatever. But
wow.
Yeah.
Crazy deal.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll work it out one year, hopefully.
You plan on going at some point?
Hopefully. Like, it's besides the money factor, because there's 2 major issues for me. The money factor is the main thing, mainly because I have never been. Thanks, Papa. Fuck you too. I'm going to go big or go home. That is my major problem because I've never been overseas. Mm-hmm. I've never been obviously to a con over there. I want to it's 50-50 for me, community and hunting. I'm not. I've retired from the original art game, so I'm going to stay away from Artist Alley as much as I can try and help myself. I'm not a signature guy. I don't get signatures, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm literally just want to go and hunt books.
It's got to be like a $2,000 round trip airfare too, right?
Yeah.
I have a connection with the flights, so the flights is actually not as bad. Obviously, if that deal is still available, whether in the next 500 years when I can go. If that offer is still available, that is semi taken care of. It won't cost me as much as that. But yeah, if I was just to do it fully off my own bat, it would cost me $2.5 to $3 grand round trip to fly, and that's just for one of me. Obviously, Beck could probably come as well, so that's like $5 grand straight up.
Yeah.
So it's
I
not.
won a trip to Hong Kong one time, which from Georgia, if you go right through the center of the earth, there's Hong Kong, basically. I mean, I went as far as you could possibly fly.
Start digging.
Yeah. But I won it from the Drew Carey show, the old sitcom.
I do remember you telling me the story.
They had like a contest, and it's like 7-day trip to Hong Kong, right? And it was, I think even then, this was 99, and it was like $1,200 per person. Yeah. Me and I got to bring my friends, so that was 2 people. Man.
Yeah, it's not.
I would never be able to afford, on my own. Or I might could, but I wouldn't. I would probably use that money for something other than going to Hong Kong.
Yeah, yeah. So that's And as I said, I'm not gonna, even if I can save like 10 grand or something like that. That would be like my original goal was obviously ridiculously stupid. I wanted to go with like 50 grand and just go absolutely fucking nuts. But I know that's never going to happen. And then I went to 10, then I went to 20, and now I'm looking around the sort of 5 to 10, but 5 to 10 converted.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like 10 to 15 for me. I'm not going to go there and buy an AF-15 because realistically, I'm not going to find one for less than 20 grand anyway, 15 to 20 grand anyway. So, but I'd want to try and pick up the ASM-1 and the ASM-3, and then all these other books that I can either never find or way too expensive over here. Like I'd like a 181. I'd like another number 1 from something, whether it's a Daredevil number 1 or a Avengers number 1, like one of the cheaper ones, not the Hulk or the Fantastic Fours. But then I'd like Iron Man 55 and and quite a few of these other big keys that it's just too impossible to find over here unless you got some decent bankroll.
Right.
But the other problem that I have is that it is the end of financial year and it is stock take time. It is the biggest no-go zone for me at work, so it's very hard to do it. Now, it always used to fall around sort of this weekend here. So obviously before they moved it, when it used to be on your Father's Day weekend, it may have been achievable.
Weekend.
But now they've moved it to this weekend, which makes it nearly impossible again. So it's it's a bit of a if they move it back again, I might have a chance. But it's not gonna be an easy thing.
I don't know why they moved it. I never did hear.
Too many people bitching and complaining about it being Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, getting away from that, I'm sure.
Once again, fuck you, Papa. but I appreciate the sentiment behind the smart ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. I actually thought about it, and I'm like, I can't do a GoFundMe for my spending money. That'd be dumb. Because realistically, the hotel for like what?
Travel.
Yeah, the hotel's 3-4 nights, probably going to cost me $1,000 roughly. Food maybe a couple $100. So that's not that bad. Like obviously, if I was forking out the full amount for the flights, it'd be a different story. So it's literally the spending money, and I am a compulsive and impulsive buyer.
Right.
Like if I have some disposable cash, I'll be like, I'm bored, jump on eBay or jump on the Facebook comic groups or something like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll just buy one book. Yeah, and it's
when
so I never
ooh,
save
I can
anything.
buy that thing I wanted, or I can buy this thing I just saw.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great deal! I gotta get that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I get these messages from these sellers that I've built up rapport through the Facebook groups, and they'll be like, "Oh, I know you're looking for this. I will, do you want it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a great deal. Now I have to pay it off."
Yeah.
And we have another guest live from. Oh,
Lost him.
He was there, and then it just went black.
He was live from the C3 booth. Like,
Yeah, no, yeah, the green screen background.
Oh, maybe he'll make it back. They might have when you got that many people in one place, all trying to get on YouTube at the same time and stream and stuff.
Yeah, it'll be
overloaded.
And I don't know the 99-cent store. There's no such thing over here, Papa. Even the thing of instant noodles these days is like $5 for a packet. It's bloody.
I was going to say, yeah, we don't have 99-cent stores either. They're $1.25 stores now.
Inflation is fucked, and cost of living is fucked, and
$1.25 general.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's even a simple thing of like, it's like during the week having a shit week, and I'm like, I need some fucking something sweet, some chocolate or something or whatever like that. There he is.
Hey.
But he's muted. Now it's not muted.
Oh,
no, can't hear. Even though it's unmuted. And I'm like, I want to buy a bag of peanut M&Ms or something like that. And it was like freaking $9 or something for a bag of M&Ms. I'm like, and that's the small bag. I'm like, fuck that.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh. Just plant a garden and buy a whole cow. Use with a for about 1K. I wouldn't even want to guess what a cow is worth over here. Damn drunk fingers. While I'm waiting for Rob,
I gotta drop off, guys.
I was going to say, can you entertain people for about 2 minutes while I make another coffee?
These guys can, no? Well, let's see. Maybe Rob will pop back on.
Yeah, I don't know whether depending on his laptop, because I know he has access, he can let himself in. But if he's on his different account, he might not have access.
Oh yeah,
that's all right. Do what you need to do. I'm going to go make a coffee, even if you just sit there in silence is fine.
All right,
I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute.
I found this at Walmart for 56 cents on the clearance aisle. I'm like, I can't pass that up for 50 cents. I actually got 2 of them. I gave one away as a part of my giveaway today. Oh, I got this from is it Council of Comics? I won their monthly giveaway, and C-Bizzle sent me the. There's Rob.
I think I'm here.
Yes, and we can hear you now.
Right. Beautiful.
Oh, you got the background, the virtual. But I thought you were in the booth, and that was the.
No, it's trying to get the room.
Oh. Yeah, Ross is good for Funkos. I always forget I didn't even know Ross had Funkos and stuff until about a month ago. No, that thing they sent me was a mega emoji. I never heard of it before, but kind of cool. I'm sure that was C-Bizzle's doing, because he's the one that.
I'm sorry. There you go. Now you're big.
Oh yeah, he's the one that usually gives away the Funkos, but I got this.
Nice.
It's pretty neat, like a little vinyl bust of the Sam Wilson Captain America.
Where did our boy run off to?
Oh. Yeah, I had my trivia today. I actually had a question. This channel is run by a guy with a lot of slabs. He likes them so much that he has a Saturday afternoon show where he has other people come on and show their slabs.
Oh, MadSpidey.
Actually,
He
somebody said one person obviously doesn't watch the show because they got it wrong, but everybody else knew immediately who it was.
MadSpidey.
And I did have MadSpidey too. I said, this guy comes at us from down under in the Outback.
Well,
And somebody actually got that wrong too.
Well, technically, he's not in the Outback.
Nah.
I mean, I don't like it when you give comic book creators a book in a bag and board for them to do a sketch cover on, and you give them a really high quality bag and board, and you get back a crap bag that's been like
Right.
reused, and they've obviously kept that bag for themselves.
That's pretty bad.
There we go. You got it working.
Yeah, yes, I did.
4 mil my light, and you get back a cheap poly bag.
Yeah. What kind of happy horse shit is that?
So, have you actually purchased anything, Rob? You don't have to say whether you have, or what it is if you don't want to. But
I got some art. Oh wait.
Oh, nice.
Oh, green screen.
Golden Age Sandman.
Well, you know what? I'll show in a second once I get a few things done. But yes, I have. I got.
I knew you had commissions, but have you gone the one big book purchase, or you're not going to bother about this time?
No, I did.
No. Oh no, I'm scared now.
I did indeed. Actually, some people might say I got two, but there's only one. I really didn't. I got what I set out to get, and I've I could get more, but I probably won't.
You're pacing yourself.
Yeah, it's like I've got other things I can. I mean, I got another show I'm going to next weekend. So.
Yeah, don't you have another Berkeley or something?
Yeah, Berkeley Comic Show next weekend. So.
Yeah. Well, it looks like every time I see somebody doing a live stream and they go past the C3 booth, it always seems to be plenty of people hanging around, even if it's just all community members. But
yeah,
it's it looks like it's doing really well. So
I told everybody that they can drop their comics off and they'll hold them for them.
Don't do that.
I mean, I got a ton of commissions.
The C3 storage spot.
I got some stuff that I just picked up randomly too. Some books that I picked up that were really good prices, that were pre-done. But I walk around. It's like, I mean, when I go through this stuff, I've got more books than I thought I did when I picked up regular loose books. But not because I picked up some books for my Captain America run. And then I picked up a couple books for the Only Slabs giveaway bit.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
It's nothing you want.
Oh, that's all right.
Like I picked up another copy of First Steppenwolf and for the giveaway bin, and then something else. And it's not, like I said, it's not something that you want. So, although, man, there was a lot of opportunity for if you're working, I don't know if you're still working on your Submariner run.
Yeah, I still need. I think I've got it down to about maybe 10 or 15 issues left. I think. So I'm not too far away. I'm just when they crop up, I'm just passively trying. I still want to complete it though.
There was a lot. There was definitely a lot of that available.
Yeah, I saw, as I mentioned earlier to the guys, Dave did one of his live shows, and what's on the comic rack was on with him, and he picked up quite a few issues of Tales of Suspense for $5 each, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I was kind of jealous about that, but there's some guy, there's the guy on the end cap next to us. I was talking with them, and essentially he gets there early and he sets up on Wednesday. Then Thursday he's open all day for the vendors who are there getting set up. And he's kind of known as the vendor's vendor. And And so he buys collections and stores that are going out of business and stuff. And so he's got tons and tons. He has no wall books. Everything is just short boxes out on tables. And the short boxes are they're not necessarily grouped by anything in particular.
Oh, okay. So you really got a hunt in it.
You really got to dig, but he also doesn't charge a lot for the books. And so you can get bulk for a lot of good books if you're willing to dig. And so for somebody like for the people who love to dig, he's a phenomenal vendor for that. And there's lots of that stuff that's there. This year, I'll say from a wall book perspective, it was very obvious that a lot of people are taking advantage of the excitement over or the continued growth of pre-code horror and old horror, golden age horror books. Because every single booth seemed to have multiple books there that were up on the wall. A fair amount of Planet comics and stuff throughout around the walls. And then probably the most unique, if I was to categorize a universal truth, when it came, there was definitely, you would have liked it, Spidey, in that most walls were raw books. I mean, there's tons of vendors there, and like they might have a couple boxes. Most would only have maybe a couple boxes of slabs. Most everything was raw. But there would still be vendors there where that wasn't true. Like I went to one vendor where he didn't have a single raw book. All he had were slabs, but he had boxes and boxes of modern, basically modern, CGC modern, so 19 types, not as opposed to modern era slabs, where all the slabs were $35. So
yeah, Cliff jumped on and he said there was a guy selling slabs for $25.
Yeah, it could be. But this guy just had like even more. I mean, just like they were all. It was like 30, 40 boxes of slabs, and it was all these, except unless marked otherwise, they're $35 a piece, and overwhelmingly most of were. And I did grab one slab out of his bins. I'd found a Bronze Age Amazing Spider-Man that was graded in a 9.0. I picked that up for $35.
Wow.
It wasn't a key, but it's like it's a 9.0 Bronze Age ASM, and it had Captain America on the cover with him.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think what did Cliff say? Cliff bought Amazing 149. So first, your favorite start of your favorite saga. It was in a 7.0 for I think he said $70. Nice. So I'm like, that is a nice pickup.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there to be picked up. Oh, here it is. This was 187. Let me turn off that fucking screen.
Jeez. No, they really shouldn't made it the gesture to turn the motion on and off a peace sign.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Nice.
So
it's still only 35 cents book.
Yeah.
$35.
Oh wow.
1978. Yeah, Captain. This is a Keith Pollard cover.
Oh, nice. I love his art.
Jim Starlin and McLeod art interior. The Wolfman story. Captain America, Electro, and Dum Dum Dugan appearances.
Dum Dum Dugan.
Yeah, no, that is really nice.
Yeah.
I did pick up a different book though too,
but one day. Yeah, I have the one in fucking a 5.5. I knew you were looking around that sort of 5 to 6 sort of mark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful presenting cover too.
Yeah, this was a guy right near us. He had 3 copies in this two graded 5.5s, and then
No, not for you, Papa. I get it first.
he had one raw book, and when I was looking at the raw book, somebody had colored green marker on part of the lettering, and then of the two slabbed books, one of them had some faded colors, but had less edge wear. This one has some edge wear along the top, and of course, obviously at a 5.5, there's some spine ticks down the side, but otherwise, it's got very bright colors.
Yeah,
so I chose
gorgeous.
So I chose the bright colors for the presentation over the better edge wear type stuff. You know what? It was. I ended up getting it for a little bit more than I had originally targeted, but what the problem I had targeted based on what I had seen leading up to it about 2 weeks prior. I had done my pricing. We got there, and he had one price, and I walked away, and I came back and tried to hit him again, and then he goes, "Well, let me look at it," because he was saying, "I know it's not your problem, but I'm into them for like $3,600. So I'm like, go on, I'm losing money on this, but that's not your." He said, "I know it's not your problem, but you know." He's all, but he looks them up on GPA, and damn it, if like this week, like there weren't like two sales that were like way higher than what I was looking to get.
Throughout the balance.
Yeah, and so, but they were both also several $100s higher than what he had offered me. So I said, "Well, I guess I'll take your offer then." But
yeah, and it's one of those books that even over here, like if anybody is actually selling one, it's always graded. Like I know, like everybody knows, like I don't care, I'll just crack the bitch open anyway, but it's even more of a premium over here in a slab than it is.
I will tell you here, I think that because I walked around multiple times looking at wall books of this book, because nobody has this book in a bin. And I think it was probably only 60% that were slabbed, and there was 40% of them were raw.
Wow.
But it's a question of, you have to go through them. Like I looked at one where it had the Marvel value stamped, but it was taped in there. So somebody had cut out the Marvel value stamp, and then they tape it in there. And it's like, well, is that the original one? It looked like it because it kind of fit the cut pattern and stuff. But at the same time, it's still now.
What I don't know whether if you don't remember, you don't remember. But what were the low grade raws roughly going for, if you remember?
I think the lowest grade one I saw was that one that had. At least it was complete. I didn't look at anything that wasn't complete. But I want to say that one was maybe, it was around $1,100.
Okay. So I still sort of have a chance at one. Sort of.
So look, it really just depends like what kind of grade you want and stuff on them. I decided that I wanted a 5.5. That's where I felt the nexus of value was, right? Because I wanted to be under. Ideally, I had wanted to be around 2,300, but that didn't happen. I ended up having to pay 2,600. But now right now a 5.5 according to GPA, last one was a 3,300. But anything over a 6 is definitely over $3,000, and then you go up from there. So
so I'm just low grade complete. That's it. Like I'm not fussed about the value stamp. Like my 182 has got no value stamp. My 180 does. So I have either side. I just need the big boy book in the middle.
Yeah, you can definitely get some value if you don't care about the value stamp or something else.
So if I could budget for about $1,500 US, I'd probably be all right then. Roughly,
maybe you better budget for a little bit more than that. Budget for 2.
It'll be a while before I can get one.
Budget for 2 and have your options open.
And It's raw, Papa. You know, I'm not a grade guy. I'd mind it be a mid-grade 180 at most.
But this is my favorite pickup of the weekend.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice old school Buck Rogers.
Yeah, 1951 Toby Publications. It's color reprints from the news
News
newsstand stuff.
clippings. Yep.
Yeah, but this book is beautiful presentation. One staple. The pages inside are off-white to white with extremely vibrant colors on all the pages. This book doesn't even have that musty comic book smell to it. It has been well preserved. Matter of fact, it was bagged, double boarded, and then that was then put in another Mylar bag.
It almost looks like a modern day reprint because it's like that vibrant in color.
It is just breathtaking. This book is one of two books that made me stop when I was just walking down the aisle. It was mostly covered up, but I happened to catch it out of the corner of my eye, and I stopped and took 2 steps backwards. It was like, oh, can I see the Buck Rogers?
Give me it.
and then there was the other book that I saw that made me stop. And oddly enough, I don't know how I saw it because it was on the bottom row of the guy's wall, all the way down at like ankle feet level row, not like at somebody's kneecap row. I mean, all the way down on the ground. And it was a Tales of Suspense #1.
Ooh.
And
that'd be a rare book.
That's a cover I absolutely love. And I would, but it was really, really, really rough. And I was just like, I would, I could buy it just to say it didn't finally have one, but I'd really much rather get a better looking book than that one, which looked like if you sneezed in the same room, it might just completely come apart. So I'd rather get something that's like, in VG range on that book, because anything much above that's
really
still
a very, all those like what I call the jewel books, like the Astonish and Journey and Suspense books, they're all very rare to find early numbered ones. Like even what I've heard, even over there, it's hard to find those sort of books.
Yeah. So that's exactly it. It's like I couldn't even believe I saw it, and when I called it out to the guy, he goes, "What the hell is that book doing down there?" He's like, "Well, that book does not deserve to be down on the ground." And I said,
"Right,
yeah, it doesn't. But at the same time, there's probably only 12 people who give a shit about that book."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be that would definitely be a score. I'm trying to stay like I did pick up a couple of the Strange Tales monster books, only because they looked really, really cool, and they were a little bit like they were just before the Marvel took over. And yeah, like I was like, they were too good a price to sort of to pass them up. But I'm not going to actively seek out the monster books. The only one I really do want is First Groot. First Groot is.
I love those monster books, the Marvel reprints. Or are you talking about the originals? Are you looking at the originals or the 70s era reprints of them?
Nah, the original ones. Like
He's jealous. I have your room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the main book that I want out of that pre-Marvel monster book is that First Groot. But that's even over here. I've only seen that book once, and it was probably a 2 or a 3 in a raw, and it was like $1,500. And I'm like, I want it, but not that much. Or I didn't have that kind of cash, but.
What else did I get?
Oh, and Fing Fang Foom is another one. That's the other one that I want. First appearance of Fing Fang Foom.
I just have them all in the Marvel reprints. That's oops. Like
oh, that's nice.
Lady F and I think got me this one. I'm not sure. One of these came from Pop's, Mark's dad, and then that one might be it. Actually, I think that one is. This one came from Lady F.
Ooh. Bubble helmets, spaceships.
Yeah.
Yep, crosses all the
Or
boxes.
maybe those were both from Lady F. I don't know. I got another book somewhere that they gave me. There's a Choi Transformers.
Mike Choi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's a good guy.
And there was a gentleman that I ran into that had done a Flash Gordon cover.
Ooh.
It was limited to only 75 copies.
Wow. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, I like it. It reminded me very, very much similar kind of design concept to one of the Dell 4-color Flash Gordon covers. So I dig that. Mr. Austin LeMay gifted me.
Yes, I had actually seen that in a backstage. I'm like, yep, he'll like that.
Yeah.
It's funny actually because I heard a lot of people asking, oh, Mako's here. I want to get a Mako signature, a Mako remark, and I'm like, Mako's actually over here.
Oh yeah, well, Miko was supposed to be here.
Yeah, he's in Sydney doing our Supernova Expo in Sydney. So
interesting. He was advertised here. There's a Roscoe.
Roscoe, yep. That's awesome. I love that.
Let's see what else we got here. This is Anna Zuo.
Yep, and Anna Zuo. Yeah, she's got gorgeous art. I remember you mentioning that one.
She's got
hey,
she put glitter. She put glitter in it too, so it actually like the webbing glitters.
Oh, nice. A little bit of extra touch.
Yeah, you know Eric Henson.
I've heard you mention him, but I don't know of his art. Oh, fuck. That is yeah, that is gorgeous. I do love a good tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the guy. This is the same guy who did that Flash Gordon. I forget his name. I have a picture of it. It's like Bragan or something. I was just walking to the get a hot dog, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a Ghost Rider sketch cover that he had done. It was a Ghost Rider doing this. And I was like, oh, huh, what's this? And like he tells, oh yeah, these are my sketch covers, and this is my da da da. And he says, oh, there's a pile of sketch covers there too. And he's like only got half a table because he's sharing a 5-foot table with a buddy, right? And so I start flipping through his sketch covers, and I found these two, which I said, "Oh, these are mine." There's one.
Oh, God.
Mars Attacks.
That is awesome.
And then,
hey, Dame. Oh, that is gorgeous. What's he done them in? Has he done them in watercolor or something, or because it doesn't look like markers. It looks like a watercolor or a gouache or something like that. That is gorgeous. Wow. Yeah, that is super nice. Hey, Rod, what's up, brother?
Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, well, this is actually I can't show this because this is not mine. This is for Psychotron. Put that away.
Yeah, I don't know, Damien. It doesn't look like pastels. It looks like a gouache or a watercolor to me. But
I picked up. I also picked up this book.
I thought you already. Oh no, you got a really low grade copy of that, don't you?
Yeah. So I have a 0.5 that I bought for $35. That is missing the centerfold, has a detached cover, and is missing about 15% of the front cover around the perimeter. But I saw this one. This is
that
100%
is a clean looking copy.
100% complete. It's probably at a 4 or 5 as it sits right now. You can kind of see there's a bit of a crease here. There's some color there.
Still a very clean looking copy though.
Yeah, it looks pretty darn good, and for the price, I like it. But it's a significant upgrade from what I had going on, so that was good. Let's see, these go in here. the fun part will be logging all this stuff later.
All right, Papa.
Taking off.
He said he'd be back later. I'm not going to run this for too long because it's actually Beck's birthday tomorrow, like Monday, but because I couldn't get the day off due to a fucking stock take again, I'm going to take her out to lunch today. So
Got it. Let's see what we got here. These are just blanks. Nothing exciting to see there. These. I should rebag all these. Well, right now. Captain America 146.
Oh, nice. I
Uh,
love
one-
the Cap sort of adopted that yellow cover thing in the Bronze Age a lot.
147.
Oh, that's nice.
137.
Oh, yeah, I need that one.
144.
Nice. Yeah, it's 10:30 in the morning, Damien.
139.
So you've obviously decided to go a little bit further than.
Well, but so I was
Yeah.
only going. I went to 125 with the high grade slabs. But I'm just completing at least a 200 raw.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is for the giveaway bin. This is a minor key. This is first Black Racer. New Gods.
Nice. Old school Kirby.
And then, like I said, first Steppenwolf.
Nice.
And this was the other one I got. This is the one that Pops gave me. Space Adventures.
I like that. Pterodactyls and bubble helmets.
Yeah. And let's see. It's weird, is I don't think you picked up that much, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, you start going through it, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. This was another one. I was just walking around, found this artist, and it was he had a bin of sketch covers. Most of them weren't really my style; they were kind of more anime style. But this one was like, okay, you know what? It's not necessarily anime style. It's kind of goes well, and it was only $50.
Oh, that's nice.
It's an artist that goes by the handle Blah.
Blah. God. Yeah, I know some people have handles, but yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, there you
go. Heads up, I like been doing
Blah. So that. Christopher Lockwood, who got a nice horror theme going on a lot of stuff. He did our Silver Surfer Galactus art in the book.
I did see some pictures of that. Yes. Oh,
he did a mummy furry.
That's nice. That's a lot of pencil work.
Let's see. Then we get into
Ruby G. Hope you're doing well, brother.
I am working on having a bunch of original JSA team members done on JSA blanks. So I had Joe Staten. He had his choice. He's the first one. He wanted to do a Dr. Fate. So
I didn't realize Joe actually did color work, because most of the commissions I see from him are usually just inked.
Yep. Yeah, he told me when I picked it up, he's all, you got something more. You got more than what you paid for, because I got carried away because I really.
I love it when they say that.
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
And then he's all, you're not allowed to take it yet, and he had his wife come around and take his picture of us as he's handing it to me and stuff, and so okay, cool.
Because at the end of the day, artists are people too, and if they have a fun enjoyment out of the experience, they want to document it too. That's plain and simple.
So we go from Dr. Fate to Chad Chotel doing Spectre.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Yeah, sorry, I think I like that one a little bit better than the Dr. Fate one.
It's pretty damn cool.
Is nice. That is nice.
And then Wilfredo Torres is Sandman.
Oh, yeah. I know you've got a couple of pieces from him, and yeah, I remember you telling me you'd set up another one with him. Yeah, and wasn't he the one that said, "Oh, like I just, like $50," and you're like, "No, I think you need a little bit more than that."
so this time he goes, $100, and I'm like, "Oh, you're doing it to yourself again." I said earlier you quoted me 160 over when we were communicating before. He's all, "Oh, I thought that was 11 by 17, not a sketch cover. So sketch cover is only 100." I was like, "Oh,
even that for 11 by 17 is still cheap."
Yeah, so I'm like, "Oh, well." I said, "Here you go. I think I ended up paying him 150." So, and then the last one I have right now, I still have the JSAs. I still have to pick up. I have somebody's doing an Alan Scott, and I have somebody else doing a Hawkman. And that's all I have on JSA commissions going on. And then there's one other commission that's still active. That's either because I don't know who it is yet. It's either Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, or it's Spoiler. Stephanie Brown Spoiler, one or the other. But Stephanie Lavad,
yep,
who I've absolutely adored. She's one of my favorites now because I've had so many exchanges with her this time go around. She did a Riddler for me.
That's nice. I love the shading on the face and that is attention to detail. That is gorgeous.
And she gave us a beautiful original piece of the Joker for the auction. So we'll have that.
Nice.
And she's was very kind and said that if we decide to do another art book again next year, that she's up. If we want her to invite her to, she'll be more than happy to do a piece, which was great. The other artist that I ran into that had a great story for us for C3 was, of course, I went to go say hello to Christopher Campagna, because Chris has been a great friend of us for a while now. And so I went over there just to hand him a shirt and thank him again and give him a lanyard. And he's like, oh, great. You got a blank for me? And I'm like, I was thinking in my head, like, did I schedule a commission with him? Because I was pretty sure I didn't. And I'm like, did I schedule a commission with you and forget? Because I don't remember. And he goes, no. I said, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hustle you for a commission. I thought maybe you had a blank for me to work on for the con, for your guys' event in October. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I happen to have a couple of extras with me. I pull out an ASM one and I pull up a Ultimate Fallout 4 blank. Which would you rather? And he goes, well, what character should we do? I said, dealer's choice, man. Whatever you want to do.
He loves drawing Spider-Man stuff too.
Right. That's why I pulled those two out. And he goes, well, what did I do last year? And he goes, didn't I do Miles Morales last year? I said, no, actually, you did. Miles Morales was a commission you did for me. And I said, and that was I think that was the first year. I said, then for us, you had done the battle damaged Peter Parker, which I own. And then you did me a Mysterio commission. I said, but last year you donated a page from Red Goblin.
Yep.
And he goes, oh yeah, that's right. He goes, okay. He says, so he pushes down, he pulls out his book and opens it up and starts flipping through some pages. He's like, oh, you want this one, this one, this one. So he points out to several original pages that he had brought with him to sell or whatever, and said, which one would you like? And so I looked through them. They were all Sam Wilson, Captain America.
Nice.
And,
so very little bit late, but very on point for the recent movies. So
right. So he says it's kind of what he said, but pulling through it, I found a page that had Sam in full Captain America outfit, multiple panels, plus a panel full of a superhero team with him and some other stuff. So I was like, okay, let's take this page then. And see, so all right, here you go, boom. So and let me sign it first. So
yeah, no, and I haven't spoken to Chris in the longest of time, but like I used to regularly talk to him online quite a lot, especially when like he went through some really bad times quite a few years ago, before he became like a lot bigger than what he is now. Like I've known him for probably 5, 6, 7 years, maybe even longer. And like he did his creator-owned book, Adventures of Parker Reef. And I backed that Kickstarter to support him through what he was going through more than anything else. And I ended up getting a Spider-Man Noir 11x17 commission out of that, as that was the tier that I picked. But I'd previously gotten a 11x17 Morbius in color out of Chris as well. So, nice. But like he is just a gorgeous man, been through a hell of a journey. Well deserved that he's getting the recognition now that because he did the con scene as an independent artist for the longest of time, didn't get any recognition, and now he's getting it, and I am chuffed. So I really am. Like, in a bit of a pommy saying, but I am.
I also picked up one other thing I found that I picked up. This was just one of those random things that catches your eye, and I went and bought it. It's somebody's independent book. It is Frankie Langley and the Intergalactic Post Office.
Oh my god, what the fuck? I like the cover, but that's a bit of a weird title.
Right. Well, I agree. But it's something to do. The synopsis was something to do with somebody who's finishing the Intergalactic Post Office, but trying to finish up their last day on the job or something, and teaching a trainee or something, and shit goes sideways. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what the hell to expect from this, but the art in it attracted me. His bubble helmets galore. So, yeah. Why not support the independent creator?
Yeah, exactly.
For $10.
And I know Rob can attest to this as well. If you ever want to get into original art and things like that, support your local guys, support your independents, your small guys that are charging nothing for a commission or for one of their, prints or books or something like that, because you never know when they hit the big time. Because don't forget, like, Jim Lee and Alex Ross and all these guys started somewhere. Get in on the ground level when it doesn't cost you $1 million to buy something, and you're supporting them, helping them out.
Started somewhere.
Exactly. And you never know. So, I missed so many opportunities over the years and regretting it severely, and that's why I'm retired from original art.
This is where I've really kind of enjoyed the art scene. Has been these sketch covers, just because they fit within the realm of what I like to do, and the pricing is typically really is generally affordable. But I like to find these artists. I get a lot of people ask me, how do you find all these artists or whatever? This stuff's always really good. Well, I'll go when I'm going to cons stuff. I'll go looking through lists of people. I go look in this particular Heroescon. They put a list out of artists and prices for a lot of the artists ahead of time. I'll go through and I'll look at the artists that have the pricing that I'm interested in, the price range I want to be in, and I'll start going through their Instagrams and looking at those artists and determining, do I like their style? What kind of stuff have they done before? Does fit with anything that I'm looking for? Because there's a lot of artists that were doing stuff that didn't jive with anything that I was trying to get done. But then there's other ones that had some really classic styles that I said, okay, with these JSA guys. I know, like Wilfredo Torres, I already knew his style. He would do the Rocketeer before. I was like, okay, yeah, he would do good with one of these characters. And I got Rod Guidry. He has some really classic looking, simple, clean Superman stuff that he's done and whatnot. So he's worried. I asked him if he'd be able to do one. He said yes. I gave him a list of characters. He chose to do Alan Scott. And then after not talking to him, I'm handing the blank that he's about to start working on the book, JSA book and stuff, or doing something with Alan Scott on a regular basis. That's why he wanted to do Alan Scott. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Bit of practice.
That's right. So, I mean, that's what I do when I go doing it, and I have a lot of fun with that. And
I used to do the same thing with so I did that on the same scale, but like before Instagram was really a thing, it was with Facebook. Like I have like 900 something friends on Facebook, and like 80 to 90% of them are artists and creators, and it's like you see somebody like a friend, oh, I got this commission from this person. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this person. You look at their photo albums. I'm like, oh, I really like their style. I'll just reach out to them. Are you open for commissions? Yeah, I can do some right now or in 6 months or whatever. And that's like, I've got a lot of guys that have never been published. But the experience has been fantastic, and they're happy to get their work out there because they're like, nobody knows really who I am. And you support them, and maybe they become, like, as I said, like Chris Campana. Like, if I mentioned that name a decade ago, nobody would have known who the hell Chris was, because he was a guy just going to a con, just doing sketches for, hardly any money. Not many people knew who he was. He was just doing the con scene, doing the hard yards, scraping through, and now he's become a Marvel artist and whatever else sort of artist and things like that. So, yeah, you can find the gems in the rough. Like, that's probably the easiest way to put it. And that's how, you can get some really good art out there for really good pricing. Like, I do miss the game a lot, but I can't be chasing these books and doing that at the same time. I don't have that kind of budget, but I do miss the game a lot. I wish I still had the connections that I used to have. I used to know all the reps. I used to know a lot of the handlers. I used to know, like, even a couple of, bodyguard types and, and things like that as well. And I used to know a lot of artists, but now I sort of, you see, like, if I do happen to go to a big con and I'm like, I've got like 5 pieces from this artist. I haven't seen them since before COVID. I'm like, hey, how you going? They're like, g'day, buddy. As if they're like, they got no fucking idea who you are, even though I probably already spent $2,000 with them. But in saying that, you're like, these artists see thousands and thousands of people over the years. It's not exactly, they're not going to remember everybody. But support your little guys. Support your little guys just as much as you be. Like, everybody wants a sketch from Jim Lee and a sketch from Alex Ross and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, you don't have $15,000 just lying around, collecting dust. You just take what you can get. But yeah, support your little guys.
I was happy though that so Stephanie, so she's set up on this end cap, and it's like Stephen Rue, Stephanie Lavad, and Kinbar, all set up there. They're calling it the French Quarter, and
hey, Kyle.
I went over there. I was talking, and Steven's like, "Oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's reach out to me. I'll try to get something for you for the thing." He says, "Here, scan this to get my email." So I have your email. He said, "Oh, you do?" I said, "Yeah." I said, I reached out recently on a piece. I said, "Although you didn't see it, it's his handler." So I was, and he goes, "Oh yeah, what'd you reach out on?" And I said, "Oh, I said it was, this piece." I described it. He goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "But it was just a little bit more than I really want to do." He says, "Well, if that's you," he says, "All right, well, email me back. Well, let's work something out then." I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking great." I'm sure working something out though is still going to be the most expensive piece.
I'll give it to you for 900 instead of 1,000.
Well, the price what he quoted me was 1,200 for a sketch cover.
Yeah, I have followed him for quite a few many years. I should have jumped on. I could have, back when I was looking to commission him, it was 11 by 17. Full figure was about 500. But that was quite a few many years ago. I should have jumped on the chance, and I didn't have the cash at the time when he opened up his list. And now, yeah, as you said, 1,200 just for a sketch cover. I wouldn't even want to guess what 11 by 17 would cost.
Now, the sketch cover was a two figures on the cover and background scenery and stuff, but still,
yeah.
But ultimately, we'll see what we end up working out. Maybe we'll do something on a plan or something, because I really would like him.
I love his style. I love it.
because it is a pinup style stuff, and it's like right in his wheelhouse of what he's doing right now, and everything else. So,
and his marker work, his Copic work, is up there with like your Mark Brooks and like in My Mate David Yard and stuff like that. Like he has got next level, like the shading and the use of the multiple color with markings and stuff like that with the markers is gorgeous. Like he has got a really nice style and really good use. Even if he's only doing gray tones, it still looks multi-layered and it looks gorgeous. Yeah.
So I think for the average person, it's difficult to be doing both.
It is. That's why I dabble in other stuff. Like I still collect, the odd pops here and there, the Spider-Man pops, pick up a few other bits and pieces here and there, but like I can't do art the way I used to do it. I can't do sketch covers. I've never been a sketch cover guy. I've always been 11 by 17 guy, which is always the highest tier. And can't be looking for these big boy books, regardless of whether I've got the money to pay them outright or paying off deals. I can't do both. I don't have that kind of disposable income. So it is very hard, Damien. It really is. Like you can do art on a budget, like as Rob has said. But I am what I am. I collect what I collect. I like what I like. I can't do small stuff. Like if you, prime example, like when I got my Arthur Adams done, that was over a long time, over multiple cons, a lot of backwards and forwards and stuff like that. I started off as a head sketch, ended up being basically a full figure, but he would only work on 9 by 12. He would not do 11 by 17. Even if he wanted to do 11 by 17, his price starts at $3,000 for 11 by 17, regardless of what it is. So at that time, I know he's a lot more now. So yeah, but it's very hard to sort of go, okay, yeah, I want to, Amazing Spider-Man 3 and a 1 and stuff like that. I'm like, that's going to be like, I have to win lottery almost to get the 1, but the 3 is probably achievable. But yeah, I want a Hulk 181. I wanted this. I wanted that. I can't pay those off. I can't do that and get original art because I'll never get to the book collection side of things.
Yeah, and for me, I find lately I've been doing more and more sketch covers and such at cons, because as I have filled out a good majority of the books I wanted, it's like, okay, now I can shift and do more of this. But I'm not I know for a lot of guys I talk to who there's some that are super into art, but some of the ones that started in comics and now doing art, it's because of that same reason. They've got most of the books that they want necessarily. And so now now the next step is for them to start getting original pages from these artists and whatnot. But I'm just not I'm not a page guy, because it's not that they're not great. I love them. I admire them. I just go from a storage and everything else way. For me, I'm just like, there's something convenient about having everything be the same size. So
that's why I stuck to 11 by 17, because I'm like, well, that is the page size, and all my folders that I keep them all in and stuff like that are all designed for 11 by 17. And I always wanted to try and get the biggest I could that I could afford. So I stuck to 11. I stuck to 11 by, like I have
the art looks amazing. The big pieces look amazing when you see how much detail goes into them. I won't spoil anything, but I saw a few pieces get picked up this weekend that just holy snikes. But
and that's the other thing. Like when artists come over here, they don't necessarily bring their original art with them. They usually just bring prints. They occasionally might bring maybe a folder that might have some covers or some pages. But generally they don't bring as much over here because they're too busy bringing all their markers and paints and pencils and pens and inks and all that sort of stuff. So they want to travel light. So we don't necessarily get that sort of access to that stuff.
Bring a whole ton of pages just to turn around, bring them all back, and
risk them. Exactly. Especially if they're like a couple of grand, you know. There is, don't get me wrong, there is some big art collectors over here. Like I know the majority of the big art collectors over here, and some of them do have some big fat wallets. But at the same time, like it's always been a commission-based thing over here more than anything else. We get artists over here, it might be once and once only. We just try and get something that's original from them. And that's where I got into getting commissions, you know, almost 15 years ago, I think it was. And it started off, a lot of guys only worked on 11x17. They didn't do, because sketch covers back then were very limited and the quality was shit. Absolute shit. So it's just, it's one of those things that I sort of fell into a little bit. You know, started with the con scene and then started reaching out to artists and reps and building up rapport and getting at home commissions and stuff like that. And like, yes, I talk about a lot of long waits and things like that, but I was always trying to make sure I was patient. And obviously, as Rob said earlier, sometimes, you know, you're patient, or sometimes artists get carried away and you get more than what you pay for. And that's always great. Sometimes you don't get as much as what you pay for, but it is a great thing to be into. But anything you collect, there's always a higher echelon. You know, it depends on how far you want to go with it. But yeah, at the end of the day, I went nuts on that for the first decade and spent so much money on original art. And I got a couple of pages. I never got a cover, unfortunately, but I got about 3 or 4 pages. But now I'm at that stage where I realized I can't get a lot of these books without saving money and doing payment plans and stuff that are what I should have done back then. So I've done it the other way around, but you know, everybody's story is different.
Cool. Yeah, so
I do remember you mentioning that, Tat. I do remember you mentioning that. That's awesome.
Yeah, Randy Everland. He's based out of that way. Yep.
Yeah, we've got, as I mentioned, like Supernova is up in Sydney at the moment. Would have loved to have gone up there because, they've got, Mako's up there. Liam Sharp. I would have loved to have met Liam Sharp. Like he's got a really classic, clean style that I really like. And he rarely ever does commissions. So apparently he is sketching here. And Joe Jusko's here as well. So... I have a Jusko original already, but I would have loved, and a Mako. I would have loved to have got one from Liam Sharp, but bad time, can't travel, can't afford it. So
I am tired, exhausted, and starting to nod off. So I'm going to hop off here and. Hello from Heroescon. If you're in the North Carolina area, come on down to Heroescon, booth 1766. Come on and see Comics Curing Cancer.
Hang on. There we go.
There you go. Yeah. We're for the exclusive, sales are doing very well.
Oh crap, I still haven't ordered the book. Fuck. I forgot all about it.
There's still copies of it. There's still copies to order online.
Yeah. I did have a quick look at that, yeah.
The special variants that were released just for the store for the con, those one of the metal ones, which was there was 2 metal covers, one by Austin LeMay, one by Matt Wilson. The Austin LeMay sold out the first day. The Matt Wilson, there's a couple covers left. Those are and then there's a Christopher Lockwood hollow foil cover.
That looks nice.
There's only those I don't expect to last. Those are only I think there's 2 left.
Oh,
So
what's
when
this?
they're
What's it? Second art book or something? What am I seeing? I don't know. I haven't
no,
worked
no,
out.
these are,
What's this beyond to 2099 thing?
that's just um what's his
Iggy.
Iggy. It's his page from the art book.
Oh, like I saw that and it said something about art book 2, and I'm like, what? I haven't heard
Yeah,
anything about this.
this is in the second art book we've done.
Oh, the way he worded it was like there was a second art book.
I don't know if you know this, but English is not his primary language.
I know. But his English is very good though.
It does so. It's not so not that and let's be honest, you and I don't exactly speak the properest of English either all the time.
Oh, sorry, I'm not proper speaking with my cup of tea and my crumpet. No.
That's right. The so yeah, that's his page. But so if there's anything left over of the special con exclusives, those will go up on the site as well.
Big cartel site, yep.
The big cartel site, yeah. I don't anticipate. There's a good chance that there won't be any of the special con ones. Only the basic A cover will be available. In all likelihood, but that's okay because those other art covers, their art is inside the book.
Nice. Yes, I get paid on Wednesday, so I have to set a reminder to to pre-order one. So
there you go.
So yeah, if anybody's out there haven't pre-ordered their book, get in before they're sold out. I only just got one last year, but I did get one of the Austin LeMay signed ones last year, so I was very happy for that. But yes, I need to do that this Wednesday when I get paid.
Excellent. All right, man.
But yeah, no, glad it's going well. Glad you're having fun. You probably need to get some rest before day 3.
Day 3.
And I'm scared. I don't know whether you've seen. Dave said he has something for me. I'm a bit scared. I did mention 2 books. One of them I'm not so fussed on price wise, which was the Luke Cage #1. The other one was Silver Surfer 1. I hope he hasn't gone out and just gone, I'm going to get him a Silver Surfer 1.
There are a lot of copies of Silver Surfer 1 at this con.
They're the 2 books I asked him to look into for me, that if he finds a raw, complete, cheap copy, to let me know, and I will pay him back somehow, some way, or whatever like that. But yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, no clue. I can't clue you in. But other than just simply saying, I know I've seen a lot of Silver Surfer 1s at that show.
I know he was chasing one in a slab. He was chasing a higher grade in a slab too, for himself. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Maybe he found something for himself and.
Go to the Comics Curing Cancer IG. I probably should have been prepared for this. If you go click on the link tree.
Comics Curing, you can do that, but you can also go to comicscuringcancer.bigcartel.com.
Yeah. And then the art book and whatever is available from there. Obviously, the merch is a different thing. That's on a Printify thing. If you want any of the t-shirts or mugs, or I got my mug too. I haven't opened it yet. Interesting packaging. That's all I can say. You'll see it when I do the video. Very interesting packaging. If you want any of the merch stuff as well, there we go. Beautiful. So there's the link tree. So that'll give you the merch store, Printify, and also the Big Cartel store for the art book and whatever else is available on that side of it. So go check it out.
And you got your package? Did you get the other package I sent you?
Not yet. Apparently, it's coming. It says Wednesday or Thursday this week. Apparently.
Oh, that's right. Because it got That's right. It got delayed on when it got picked up. All right. Cool.
That's all right. It'll turn up. I'll do a mad mail call and have a lot of fun because I know there's some cool stuff in there.
All right. Cool. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Rob. Have fun, mate. Take care.
Ooh, yeah. Sorry I was going so long. I got a friend over spending the night.
That's all right.
He's
So,
watching.
as I said, I wasn't going to run this super long anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to start getting prepped to go out for lunch in the next, few anyway. So
he's in there watching Letters from Iwo Jima. I'm not a big war movie buff, so.
Yeah, neither. I never got into the war. Like, I've watched a few war movies, like some of the classics and stuff like that, but not a big war. I'm not a big Western guy.
Right. There's some westerns I like. I like some of the spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, I could I've watched some of the more like modern classics, like your Wyatt Earps and your Unforgiven and like that sort of stuff. But yeah, like some of the older stuff, like Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and
that's
Clint Eastwood stuff. I like that, but not the like 40s or 50s or 60s.
I like
sort
the
of
comedy ones like Trinity and My Name Is Nobody and stuff like that.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, and the war movies, like I've seen, like Bridge Over the River Kwai, and like those sort of like the David Niven and like
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, Apocalypse Now, like what's his name? I was going to say Lee Majors, not Lee Majors.
Lee
Marvin, like movies and stuff like Dirty Dozen and stuff like that. Like I love that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But when it's like more historical based, like I prefer to watch I'd rather watch a Kurosawa movies. Seven Samurai, Hidden Fortress, Rashomon, like those sort of movies, like because I love the old samurai and ninja stuff.
Yeah.
So
I like some of those. And I don't know, I'm more of a martial arts guy. I'll watch Bruce Lee movies over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, I love. Yeah, like I've been immersed in that stuff since I was a kid. Love my Bruce Lee, love my Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Donnie Yen, Sammo Hung. I like a lot of all those guys. I like watching some of the newer guys. But yeah, like I love more that. I probably sort of late 70s to sort of 80s was sort of my bracket.
What's his name? Stephen Chow.
Yeah, like all the like the Shaw Brothers stuff and all that sort of stuff. Like some of the Shaw Brothers stuff was a bit extra goofy. Like I don't mind goofy, like because obviously a lot of Jackie Chan stuff is goofy, but it's still done very well.
I like slapstick, like Stephen Chow. He made some.
Yeah, like I love it. Like I have nearly
Kung Fu Hustle, Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah, I enjoyed them, but it wasn't. I think it was just a bit too much for me.
Yeah,
like I'd prefer the Jackie Chan sort of comedy style.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, I probably have nearly every Jackie Chan movie on DVD or Blu-ray. Most of the Jet Li's, nearly all Donnie Yen's. I have so many of them. It's not funny, but
I like all those too.
It's always fun to go back. Like I went back and watched Rumble in the Bronx the other night, and there was a lot of cool stuff sort of back in those days.
Balance, that was a good one.
Yeah, I love all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
I know what you mean. Those older, more serious westerns, I never got into those. The 40s and the John Wayne and stuff.
I couldn't really. I've never been a big Western guy at all, and maybe because of the age I am, possibly couldn't relate to the John Wayne movies and stuff like that as much. Like I could watch the more, as I said, the more modern stuff. From the sort of mid to late 80s to 90s. I could sort of relate more because I knew the actors and things like that and what their previous work is. But
my favorite's got to be that My Name Is Nobody with Terrence Hill.
I have heard the name, but I don't think I've seen
fast. He whips the guns out the other guy's holsters and slaps them in the face and puts it back before they can even move and stuff.
I wasn't talking bad about him. I just said I couldn't relate to that, that style of movie. I have a lot of respect.
That real good friend one of my best friends. He passed away about 6 years ago, but he was a huge John Wayne, and he would say stuff just like that. You know,
Yeah.
like, don't you talk bad about the dude.
I have a lot of respect for John Wayne and his body of work. Don't get me wrong, Sledge. I would never bag the Duke. It just wasn't my cup of tea, I suppose you could say. Like I wasn't really into that style or that genre, and that's pretty much mostly what he was known for. It was that Western style sort of movie. I know he did some other stuff, obviously, but
what was it? He played. I mean, it was the worst casting in the world, and when he played the Roman movie or something.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did some war type movies. He did some like the Roman Centurion type movie or something.
That's the one I'm thinking of. He was supposed to be like he didn't fit the part at all.
yeah. He like that old gunslinger, like playing a cool sort of macho man sort of style. Like that was the Duke's style.
Yeah.
So he fit those roles. Like he was born to do westerns.
I liked him when he was in I Love Lucy. That was hilarious.
Yeah, so we never got a lot of I Love Lucy. Like we got a little bit of reruns, but not a lot over here because it wasn't like that was more when cable started over here, and then obviously eventually streaming and things like that. We never really got much of that. Like the main one, like I think that they played over here was MASH. Like MASH got the most amount of reruns over here.
Right.
There was plenty of other stuff, but it was mainly British stuff. Obviously because of the Commonwealth relationship and things like that. So we got a lot of
British Britcom.
A lot of Dad's Army and Blackadder and Doctor Who and
Blackadder,
Coronation Street and all that sort of rerun sort of stuff. But yeah, not a lot of the American stuff until later. So, but I saw what I saw and I like what I like.
I love Faulty Towers, Monty Python.
Yeah, we got a lot of that sort of stuff over here as well. So
there was some newer British comedy called the Detectorists, and it was can't remember the guys' names, but they were in the Johnny Depp, the Pirates of the Caribbean. And they're the two guys that were always trying to steal something from them.
The one that kept losing the eye and the short.
Yeah. It's those two guys that
they're hilarious.
They're great.
I've only ever seen him pretty much in the. I have seen the skinny guy that kept losing the eye. I've seen him in something else. I can't remember what it was, but
he's done a lot of stuff, and he's like he produces and writes also. I think he wrote the Detectorists actually. And then the shorter guys. He's been in a few shows that I've watched, British comedies. There's one, Don't Forget the Driver, where he drives a bus.
I don't know about that one.
He's like the sad sack role. He's always, a little depressed, dumpy guy, but he's hilarious.
Whereas the skinny tall guy is all about, like physical comedy and like acting like a dopey shit and all that sort of stuff. And
he's obviously and there's two. They play metal detectors that go out, looking for gold or Roman gold in England and stuff.
All right, John, take it easy, mate.
And there's two other detectors that move in on them. Keep trying to take over their fields where they're searching at, and one of them's the guy from not Drunk History. What's the British history one that's they even had a movie? It was so popular. Gosh.
Hey, Brian.
It was really funny. A sketch, more of a sketch comedy show like Monty Python was, where they reenact periods of history, but
I think that was Drunken History. I think it was called Drunken History.
Well, there is a Drunken History, but no, it was Horrible History.
Horrible History. Okay, I've heard of Drunken History, but I haven't heard of Horrible History. So
yeah, I think that was it. Horrible History. And they also, Horrible Histories, and also, they play the ghosts in that one comedy. it's all the same like crew of people.
Oh, it's a bit like the Adam Sandler crew, where it's like always the same cameos and every single thing.
Simon Farnaby is the actor's name.
Okay, no, I haven't heard of him.
You probably recognize him. But it's him. He's tall, blonde haired, and his hair is kind of like a short, stands up, and bushy. And the short guy's kind of thinning hair. And anyway, they don't even know their names, so they start calling them Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, that's perfect.
It's actually quite surprising the amount of like comedy shows that start in the UK and end up being done in the US.
Friends was based on a UK.
I did not know, because we tried to start watching it. We ended up watching Beck and I were just flicking around stations last night, and we stumbled upon that series Ghosts.
Yeah, that was the one I'm talking about. He's in that Simon Farnaby.
We watched, I think, like the first 2 episodes or whatever of the American one, and I'm like,
the American
I like the premise, but it wasn't overly funny.
Right.
Like
the British one is far better.
Yeah, she found the British one, I think, on YouTube or something like that, and she quickly had a look at the first, because it's not on any of the streaming that we have, only the American one, and so we had a quick look at the British one, and I can see they've taken all the liberties with the American one, but they have changed a few of the things, but it's pretty much the same premise and the same storyline. So
that's Simon Farnaby.
Okay.
I see how he looks like a Garfunkel.
Looks like he hasn't made his hair in about 30 years.
While you got that up, because if you can find The Detectorist, I highly recommend watching it. It is absolutely
yeah, there he is. Hey, Darren. Oh, thank you, buddy. I greatly appreciate that, mate. Let's go. I really need some of these new bloody clips. Where is it? Let's just go with. We'll go with the original one.
Yeah. Thanks for the super chat, you sexy motherfucker.
And boom. Cool. Thanks, Darren. I appreciate that, mate. I really do.
Mackenzie Crook and Toby Jones.
Well, Toby Jones was playing Arnim Zola.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not the guy, obviously, from Pirates of the Caribbean. Different bloke, but
right. But Simon Crook or Mackenzie Crook, he was the guy with the eyeball.
Yeah, with the dodgy eye.
They're quite a pair.
He's almost like a British DJ Qualls.
Yeah.
Like he's just got that real skinny, like goofy sort of looking.
A little bit, And I forget. One of the Doms that died recently, the actress. She was in the freaking the one that never got the last book. What's it called? Game of Thrones. She was.
Oh yeah, they had to make up the bloody last season, pretty much.
Yeah, she's the one that killed the prince by slipping the poison into him off the necklace.
I rewatched Game of Thrones about 6 months ago, but so much of it is still so foggy because it's such a convoluted show.
Oh, I know, right? Man, it had some of the episode. Was it the Battle of the Bastards? Man, that was one of the best single episodes of television ever produced. I think that was just
Battle of the Bastards, the Red Wedding, the bloody what is it?
Watch anymore. I'm done. You just killed everybody. What's the damn in the show?
Yeah. But that was the whole premise of the show, and obviously based on the books. It was the fact of that, nobody's favorite would last. Everybody had favorites and things like. Obviously, everybody loved Jon Snow, and most people did, and he was one of the ones that did last the whole entire show. And and obviously Arya and Sansa did as well, and a few others. But
he was probably my favorite.
Yeah. Just watch the first. No, I do have to get to the obviously the big battle with the White Walkers and stuff like that. Once, even though that's in the last season, I do like to get to that point. But after that, it's sort of then it feels extra rushed.
The final episode, it's like
what the hell? Let's just burn everything down and let's just kill one of the main characters right at the last minute and that's it.
Yeah, we're tired of this. We're just gonna finish it off.
Making it up as we go.
And the mountain, that wasn't fair the way he died.
Yeah, like I still enjoyed the last season.
On the road to redemption, and then he turns around and ends up.
Yeah, I can see where they were going with the last season, but and it did end it basically, but it was just very rushed because we had obviously Daenerys for like 7 seasons trying to make it to Westeros. And then all of a sudden she's like, okay, she's there. She's going to be the queen. She's going to burn everything down and blah, blah, blah. And then we're done. It was like such a big build up and then just rushed into a season. So
I felt that way about Lost too.
I never finished Lost. I know the ending because obviously everybody's spoiled the ending for years, but I only got about because it was on late night TV over here, like on just regular TV. So I think I watched to like the 2nd or 3rd season, and then it got taken off the air over here. So I never ever finished it. But it was very like mysterious and convoluted, and
what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and then it ends up all being a freaking dream or whatever like that. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right? Is it a dream? Are they in hell? Are they in heaven? Or what the hell's going on? Are they all actually dead? And this is just some imagination thing.
But Dallas went for a lot longer though.
Yeah,
it's probably still going to today, I assume. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate
I remember
that,
Who Shot JR. I was in probably junior high when they did Who Shot JR, and back then you didn't have all this internet, people sneaking around exposing what the next script was. So we actually had to sit there all summer wondering, who shot JR.
Let's go with this
and
one.
Boom! Yeah. Thanks for the super chat, Daddy. And boom!
Hey, Simon. I need somebody made me some new super fucking chat things. I'll just keep like one of them and do some different ones. Lost was also bad, boring for most of the show. And you get like 2 good episodes. I did enjoy the first couple of seasons because it was like, and what does this do? And what is the mist? And what is this? And like I can see that, but like obviously getting towards the end, if you did, I didn't, but you're like, what the fuck? That's just dumb. It's
and when you watched it real time, like when they aired it, then right after they aired it, you could hop online and they had a podcast with Damon Lindelof and J.J. Abrams talking about the episode you just watched.
Okay.
A lot more, nothing, but you at least.
So we never got that. We never got that over here.
So
yeah, I might go back and that's what I'm sort of doing now. I'm trying to go back and watch these popular series now. So obviously, like, as I mentioned a couple of months ago, I had that week off where I was sick and I started watching Walking Dead. I made it to like the second or third episode of season 4. I haven't gone back to it again, but I will eventually. I want to go back and watch Breaking Bad. I haven't even watched The Sopranos.
Oh, Breaking Bad was great.
Sons of Anarchy is another one that was very popular that I never got into. There's a few that I wouldn't mind going. I want to go back and watch Lost.
Deadwood was excellent. And for
latest season Lost did so many replay of events. Could have been a 2-season show if they cut that all out. So that sort of discourages me a bit, but at the same time, it's something that I I will go back and try and, like, if I get,
And
if I get sick again,
season was lost 5.
5
That'd be
or
a
6, I think.
I think they had it originally planned to be 4, and then they extended it because the network wanted more episodes because it was so popular.
It lost.
That's kind of where they messed up. They should have kept it
6 seasons. So 6 seasons, 121 episodes
and it
between
was
2004 and 2010.
4 seasons, about 75 episodes, or 80 episodes. Something
Oh,
like that.
Sons of Anarchy had a shit ending as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, great show, and then really you're gonna do that? That's fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As I said, like, I know everything's been spoiled. It's been out for years and whatever like that, but it's still good to sort of just go back and experience it for yourself. Like, sometimes even though the ending can be shit, sometimes the journey is still enjoyable.
Right. And Werewolf Engine's Better Call Saul, and I might even like it better than Breaking Bad.
I have heard a lot of people, because I know he was like an on-cut, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a cameo, not a cameo, but a smaller co-star sort of thing. And then obviously he was the lawyer or something or other, and then
lawyer for them,
so yeah, it's and that's the thing. Like, if once I eventually finish Game of Thrones, will I go and watch all these new series that are coming out now and things like that? I suppose it just depends on how I feel about the entire series. But
Mark over at Legion of Comics, he watches a lot of the new stuff, and he's always talking about these new series and how good, like Severance on Apple.
I hear a lot of them talk about it. I have a quick look and go, and that's the thing. Like, when these things come out, I'm like, it doesn't interest me.
Right.
Regardless of the hype, regardless of what people talk about, I'll be like, nah, it doesn't really get to me. But then I get like, as I said, some time off, or I'm sick, or couldn't find anything for watch. I'm like, what the hell? Let's just try it. And then that's what happens. Then I end up binging the whole fucking thing.
Right. Exactly.
And
Highlander TV series. I was actually sick. I had the flu or something. They had a marathon on, and I just happened to catch the first episode where Connor McLeod and Duncan McLeod are together, and it's like, dude, I was hooked.
Yeah, it's such a low budget series, but it's still, if you love the Highlander movies and you love the lore behind the Highlander, you will love it. I actually rewatched the Highlander anime that they did, the movie.
God, I hated the Source. It's horrible.
Oh, the Source was horrible. That's not the anime though, but that was the last.
That's not the anime.
movie.
That's the cartoon they made. That's supposed to.
Yeah, that was fucking horrible. Like, I love Adrian Paul just as much as I love Christopher Lambert.
Oh yeah.
But
I like the series better than the movies. Actually,
the Source was horrible. I do actually love the third Highlander with what's his name? Mario Van Peebles is the bad guy.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really good. Like, he played the part.
Were excellent. Yeah, the first one's a classic.
Yeah, second movie, not so much. That was okay.
Yeah, well, once they recut it and took out all the alien crap, it was a lot better.
But yeah, third movie, great. Endgame was great, which was the fourth movie, which Christopher Lambert and Adrian Paul come together. And then the fifth movie, The Source, is in the future, and that is bleh.
Yeah.
You could probably pass that, but if you like the the IP, watch them all.
Right.
At the end of the day. So
I love when they brought the Watcher, the whole lore behind that, and Mythos, especially when you find out Mythos was one of the 4 horsemen.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, he's 4,000 years old.
Yeah, they did that. They did like it was like a 4 or 5 episode arc.
Yeah.
Where they ended up, like, obviously Kronos was the main one that came back first. He was the main bad guy. And then they found the other 2. One was like in a mental asylum. The other one was out in the middle of the woods somewhere, chopping down trees. And he's a big dopey fucker.
Right.
But yeah, it was actually really good. And
really good. Yeah.
And I've always liked the fact that they I like a lot of people don't like flashback stuff, but they used flashbacks so well, even in the low budget series, to give you context to what is happening in the current times.
Yeah,
they did that really well.
One reason I liked it because I like history and them jumping through those back and forth in time and showing what he went through during the Revolutionary War, or the different European battles that happened and stuff. But I love that.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like with the flashbacks is if they kept playing the same flashback over and over again. Because I know there was the other guy that was like almost as old as Mythos, and that was Darius. Who was the priest when he was in Paris, and they kept playing the same meeting flashback all the time, and it was like, make a new one or pick a new one, or just don't play it. But most of the flashbacks were on context and good, or great in some aspects. But I love the Highlander series. Yeah, if you can get over the low budget stuff, it is still a fantastic series to watch. Raven was okay. I love the Amanda character.
Wish they had, because that last season of Highlander, they kind of Adrian Paul had disappeared for most of it.
They phoned it in.
Yeah,
they really phoned it in the last season.
They were trying out what they wanted to do for the next series, the spinoff, because there was a Raven. There was a few episodes that was basically Raven.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. And then there was a few episodes that were Mythos and Joe. And I wish they had gone with Mythos and Joe for the spinoff instead of Raven. Hey, live from Heroescon.
How's everyone doing?
Very jealous and pissed off because we Rob jumped on before and we saw what he picked up, and I'm like, fuck you.
And Matt did a whole thing with Don Rosa and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, God, I want to meet Don Rosa so bad. I want this. I want every sketch he showed on that wall.
Very good. I just wanted to pop in and say hello, everyone, and hope everyone's having a good time. I'm wiped out. I'm ready to go home.
How is your hunting?
I'm leaving in the morning.
I do leave tomorrow. Simon, it was a good weekend for me. I brought a number of books for the on-site grading, and I'll just give one quick preview of the video I'll be releasing tomorrow. One of the books I got back was Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1, the verse printing. It did come back in a 9.8, so I am very happy about that.
Keep that close to you, because I know E-Man wants that book. He might steal it off you.
And the other books, just take a look at the video for those that are interested in seeing it. But the big gets for me this weekend, Morgs, Fantastic Four 52, the first appearance of the Black Panther. I got it. Yeah, I got it in a 4.0. Worked out a great deal with a guy. A little bit of a trade to make it happen. I picked up Batman 222 in a 6.0. That's the famous Beatles conspiracy comic where they talk about the first Paul McCartney dead, and there's a replacement one. So that's a Neil Adams book from
I think I
1970.
remember it. Right.
And the other big pickup, The Amazing Spider-Man 101, first appearance of Morbius. I believe that is in a 5.5. I made a private deal with Justin Birch, who decided to move on from his copy, and it's now proudly in my my collection. So those were my big gets from the con floor. Some autographs here and there, but that Heroescon, honestly, the point, that not to piss you guys off, but it's the people, and the people are what really makes the con special. So I hope one day that the three of you, Kev, Kyle, Morgs, that you guys get the opportunity to come here and just hang out with some wonderful people and check out this incredibly large, pure comic convention. Again, like the con itself is probably 85% comic book vendors when it comes to the sales portion of it all. And obviously the vendors, the creators and all that, they make it pretty fun too. And Morgs Jenny Frizen says hello. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. But all right, guys, it was good seeing you. I'm like 15,000 steps in for the day. I'm going to shut it down, but it was good seeing you guys. Good night. Okay, we'll see y'all later.
Thanks for joining, Chris. Appreciate
My
it, brother.
pleasure. Okay, good night, boys.
And congrats on the 52.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Take it easy, brother. I knew he'd been wanting that book for a while, so.
For
sure. What's going on, Kyle?
Huh?
I said, what's going on?
Not much to go off like elephant live on TikTok. So I'm watching you on TV. I'm like, come on off. Get over here. Get on. Like, fighting.
Yeah, jump on for a bit. Yeah, like as I said at the start of the show, I wasn't going to run this too long anyway because I've got to go take the missus out for lunch. So, which I probably should do in the next sort of 10-15 minutes anyway, because getting towards lunchtime. So, yeah, I didn't know whether I'd get one person or 10 people or what the deal was. It was the same thing last year as well. Like, you know, you get a few people hopping on from the con. You know, you can't hear what they're saying. They can't hear what you're saying. They just yell at you, usually drunk. But, you know, it's I still appreciate it. So.
Well, I did promise you last year that I was going to be on here. I was going to break up promise.
Yeah, so like I appreciate anybody who takes the time to jump on here. I'm still to this day, 4 years in doing YouTube, I'm still very humbled that people would even watch or even, you know, jump on and hang out with me. So, you know, it's still a fun experience for me at this point in time. So, but no, it's you're not falling asleep, are you, Kev? Yep. He's falling asleep. I should you and I should leave Kyle and just leave him on screen for the next however many hours he stays there. Oh God. Take a picture. It's all right, it's not the first time he's done it, it's not the last time either.
Right, it is for me.
Hang on. There you go, now do it.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I should probably. I'll have this smoke and then might close it up. Let him. I'll go to lunch. Let him get some sleep. And yeah, try poking him, but it didn't work.
Well, you went anyway. You put you that way, but
yeah, it's weird because like for me, if I go like this, I'm pointing at him, but for everybody else, I'm pointing the opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if I go that way, it looks like I'm poking him, but for me, I'm pointing this way.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all right. Not to worry. It's not the first time. I remember years and years and years ago when Chip, you would remember Chip because you've been around, Kyle.
Yeah.
When he used to run banter, you know, before Remy, before me. And Remy got really, really drunk on one of the streams and he fell asleep on the chair and he actually almost fell off a couple of times because he was sort of, you know, he was like this and he kept going. He kept doing this, everything. I think he ended up falling off the chair and that's when he finally woke up. But yeah, that was that was hilarious. Yeah, need a bucket of water. Chuck it on there, but yeah. So, but no, it's been a nice. It's sometimes it's good just to have the, you know, the quick couple of hour streams, not the 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, because you know you get fidgety, you get tired. You know, I need to have some kind of weekend because I did work yesterday, and obviously I went out in the afternoon as well, so I haven't had much rest. So, it's all right. I appreciate it. Let's hang on. I'll tee this up. Where is it?
I don't want to. I know he got it before because I see it. before, but not when I'm on.
Yeah.
It's the first time when I'm on, you get that.
Yeah, and I always feel bad too sometimes because obviously, whenever somebody like jumps on for the first time in a stream, I try and tend to keep it going to let them be on for a little while. Because I know sometimes if I'm really tired and I've hit that 4 or 5 hour mark, and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about ending it soon, and then people start jumping on and like, oh, I got to go for at least another 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then I end up going for another 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, I need to go. But I said it at the start, and I've said it a few times. I'm like, I need to end this before 12 o'clock, and that's like in like 15 minutes. So, but what do we got here? It's Sunday afternoon for you, so it makes sense. Yeah, or not quite midday yet, Chris, but yeah, it's hard for me because I work quite a lot of Saturdays, but it's Saturday mornings, so it's only like 4 or 5 hours. But by the time I do that, get my stuff together, do whatever I need to do on the weekend, that afternoon, then pretty much my weekend is gone. So I only get the Sunday, and then I'm running this, so I don't get much.
Got 5 minutes, or got $5.
It's been a long weekend with the Beyond the Con events. Kevin has been on most of it. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So yeah, they all jumped on my bandwagon. I did last year and the year before. I did not at Heroescon edition, but yeah, it's a good thing. People are still at home. Not everybody's at the thing. Obviously, there's the 3 of us. Excuse me. Papa was here earlier. We're not all of us are at the convention, so we still need to keep going. We still need some entertainment. If anybody wants to jump on from the con, they have done. We had Matt jumped on earlier, Cliff jumped on earlier, and then a few cameos from a few other people. So it was nice. But yeah, I need to organise getting some lunch, and give her presents and stuff as well. I think I still have them floating around here somewhere.
I feel bad for Kevin,
but yeah, I don't think I missed anything else. But yeah, no, I think I better while I'm saying it, before anybody else decides to sort of jump on and try and keep me on. I met her. Better say my farewells. Carl's probably getting his sister talking to him right now. But I'll get this queued up. There we go. Yeah, that's probably a good time. I will say thank you to everybody who's jumped on the panel tonight. Thank you to everybody who's been in the chat. Everybody at Heroescon, hope you're having fun. Thank you for anybody. Thanks for Rob, Chris, Matt, Christina, Vogsy, all those guys that jumped in just to say a quick hello. I'm going to go out and get some lunch. Thank you to the sleeping one, whichever way I need to point.
Yeah.
For that.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like you're pointing to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you to everybody. Please be safe, be kind to each other. And yeah, have a good day, night, or whatever it is for you in any part of the world. Take care, people. Thank you.
The word jaundice comes from the French word jaune, which means yellow.